All right, and 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we're starting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, you didn't even press the button.
No, I did.
On the laptop?
Yeah.
Or
You
on
can
the
see me?
computer?
Both.
Oh, both?
Yeah, we're both. They're both live. We're both
Oh.
recording.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Frankie's back, everyone.
Yes,
I'm
I am back.
so good to see you.
Yes.
I'm
It's
so good to see you. That didn't make any sense.
it feels good to see me, I
It was
guess.
good to see you.
Yeah. Um Before we started, I was just actually talking about how Jason's come up a long way when it comes to the podcast.
I've messed with a lot of different software. Like,
Mhm.
well, the audio I actually just do through FL Studio
Mhm.
because, and I only, the audio is actually really easy because I only use 3 different. I don't know what it's called, but it's like you turn on the mixer and then it's like, oh, it's plugins. You use plugins to like edit out the audio. I use that one that Jackson told me about, Fresh
Mhm.
Air, not a sponsor. But I don't
Yeah.
actually use like the primary use of it. It's something called trim, and if I
Mhm.
turn that down to all the way, it gets rid of like a lot of the static. But it
Oh,
also makes us
really?
quieter. So
Mhm.
the one thing that's one of the things I do, and the other big thing I do is I just go in the equalizer and I turn us up like almost all the way. If it's
Mhm.
because it makes us quieter, and we're already like somewhat quiet for like a podcast.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just turn it up, and that's super easy. And I just export that. The hard thing is really syncing it,
Yeah.
like syncing the audio and the video.
Mhm.
Um, and but even then, I've actually gotten better at that because one thing I've been having an issue with
Mhm.
is I don't know why this is actually. I don't know if it's the camera. It's something wrong with these about timing because it's kind of like when you get a clock and like the longer you have it, it'll start getting delayed. Like
Mhm.
um, I have to I have to continuously cut audio like every 20, 30 minutes because I'll notice it'll start lagging behind.
Mhm.
And the way I just do that is I zoom in on the audio file like so it's 1/10 of a second, and I just get rid of 1/10 of a second like every like 30 minutes, and then it becomes like
Hmm.
yeah in sync, which is
Oh.
weird
What?
because like every 30 minutes it hits like a tapering point where I'm just like the audio is a little bit too off, like it looks a little weird.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then once it hits that point, I just get rid of 1/10 of a second in that spot or around that spot, and then it'll clear up for another like I don't know 20, 30 minutes. So I don't know what the issue is exactly because it's not like you know
Mhm.
there's some kind of lag in something.
Mhm.
Probably the video, if I was gonna guess, because of the 15-minute segments that it records in.
Mhm.
It's probably that though. But
Yeah.
I've never noticed anything but I've never listened to a full episode,
Mhm.
so I don't know if like it's noticeable. But it's only 1/10 of a second, and I make sure I
Mhm.
just get rid of one that has like no audio signal,
Yeah.
so it doesn't like interrupt anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've asked people like whenever they listen to it. I don't know if like anybody who views our channel or listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've ever like gone like the full
I doubt it.
episode.
Yeah.
I doubt it too.
Yeah.
But was it? I haven't heard anything bad about the editing.
Yeah. Except for the first couple.
The first couple.
Yeah, because that's when I was actually using FL Studio
I.
to record.
Mm, mhm.
Audacity was a lot cleaner, like as an initial recording. But then
Mhm.
I still use the only thing I use FL Studio for is to actually edit now, because it's
Okay.
got all those
Okay.
like features on it that I
Mhm.
paid $200 for. Not a sponsor of FL Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you,
I chipped in for that, right?
I don't remember, but if you
Okay.
didn't, I don't care because I don't even use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The FL Studio?
yeah, no, I
No,
don't
because
care.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure so that way, like,
However, I will say, I
huh,
don't know if you want to do this, but there's a new thing that I was gonna get, and it's eighty
for the
dollars.
for the four-way audio.
Yes, and this one's stereo. This one's
Oh.
mono. Well, it says it's stereo, but it's actually mono. They just lied. That's
Oh.
why
Okay.
it's only in
Okay.
one ear. But this one's supposed to be
Oh.
stereo, like legit, and it's like the
Uh huh.
highest end brand that I could find. It's only $80.
Hmm.
So I was gonna get one of those. If you want to chip in,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
hell yeah, I'll order it.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I feel like it. Yeah, if you made it through the last episode all the way, I
Mhm.
will give you a fat kiss on the cheek or a medal, whatever you choose. Just
Why?
anyone, just 'cause it's 5.5 hours long.
Oh
It's like a
yeah.
whole like that's 2 whole Avengers movies right there.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Let me go ahead and watch that. I want that fat cheek kiss.
yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch through it all the way.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I try not to check this all the time because it's similar to like a like and dislike feature on like social media. But
Uh-huh.
sometimes I can't really help it, and sometimes I'll go back and check like our plays and stuff. We just hit over 100, first of all.
Really?
Yeah, for like in
Wow.
total
Oh, in total
on
for like
like
all videos?
on not the videos. It's only on like the audio services, but some of those are
Oh.
videos now.
Uh-huh.
Um, but the one I just posted is one of our most listened to. Like it's already gotten like
Really?
yeah, even though it's the longest, I don't know what it is, and like that happened with the other one too. The one that
Uh-huh.
was like 4 hours. That was like ridiculously long. Like that one
Uh-huh.
got viewed a lot for some reason. I guess it's
Damn.
just people that are just like, no way, no way,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
five and a half hours.
yeah, they see like the
Yeah,
runtime, they're just like, fuck
they're
that.
like,
I
you're
want to
lying.
watch it.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
We had a
I'm
good
not even
time.
gonna lie. Like, one of my favorite things to do at work is I like to put on. You ever heard of game theory?
No.
No, game theory is like this really big YouTube channel, or I mean, I don't know if he's super big, but I
Big enough.
remember when YouTube like did YouTube TV and everything,
Yeah, yeah,
and a
yeah.
whole bunch of YouTube channels
Uh huh.
got like their own TV show.
I
Game
remember
theory,
PewDiePie got one.
yeah,
Yeah.
game theory ended up getting one of his shows, one of his own shows.
Mm.
And it was basically him. It was kind of like what was it called? The MythBusters.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The old TV show.
it was kind of like MythBusters,
Okay.
but about like video game like theories. You know, where it's like, oh well, this happened in the video game. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna see if it can actually happen in real life or not. You know,
Okay.
so I mean that
Is it
was like
like trends and stuff?
no, it was like
Okay, because I've seen some of those on like YouTube Shorts recently. There's just one guy who keeps popping up, even though I try not to watch this shit because it just wastes my time. But it's this
mhm,
guy who keeps popping up, and he's just like he does like these or he like looks at a trend and he'll go like something. Is this a cap or am I gonna have to get slapped or some stupid shit like that? Which
mhm,
is basically like he sees if this thing is legit, and then he
uh-huh.
either if it's legit, then he like slaps himself in the face,
What the
or gets someone
fuck?
to slap, or he could just get someone else to slap him, or like,
Mhm.
or it's like not real.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Dude, that's fucking weird.
yeah,
But
it's just kind of cringe like the way he says. He's like, "Is this a cap or am I gonna have to get slapped?" And I'm just like, "Shut the fuck up, dude."
you see this every fucking
Yeah, like
episode.
can you not? Like it's just. I don't know. And
Um
he's like he's like older than me. He's like something 20 years old. Like he's got a
yeah,
whole mustache. I'm like, dude, grow up.
that's the thing though, is like I'll see like all these YouTubers that are like in their 30s almost, and like they do like the cringiest shit, you know?
How old is,
The
Mr. Beast is only like 23.
Really?
Yeah. He's only
Wow.
he's less than a year older than Jacob.
Wow.
Cuz Jacob was joking like yesterday about like like messaging him and going like, "Dude, we got to be in a video together cuz we look so alike."
Yeah, dude, that was so funny. That sounds so hilarious cuz he does look exactly like Mr. Beast.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Um was it uh fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, but yeah, no, like one of my favorite things to do at work is to just put on like either game theory or like theories about,
In your
animes that I'm
ears?
watching. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I put my beats in. Not
Not
sponsor.
sponsor.
And then I'll just listen to game theory or anything like that. And, I just fucking have a blast, just listening to like what he has to say about like certain video games.
Mhm.
Like, and he covers like a lot of like he mostly covers like indie horror games,
That's cool.
Yeah, I like the indie horror side that he
Mhm.
does because they tell like a more broad like, story, like because
Indie horror, I mean, this is just me. Whether it's movies or games, they're always way more scarier to me
oh
than like
yeah.
mainstream,
Yeah.
like Annabelle or whatever the
Well, the
fuck.
thing is though, is I feel like it's because it's people who aren't scared of, the public eye like not watching. I don't know. They're not scared of like the limitations that are put on them because I
Mhm.
feel like in Hollywood there's a lot of limitations on how scary you
Hollywood
can make a
focuses more on
movie.
just the story, but
Yeah.
I think indie films focus or video games focus way more on like how they actually make the movie, how the
Mhm.
scenes are shot, and how the cinematography looks and everything,
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. That I love indie horror games. And then you ever seen Crypt TV?
No, is it like crypto TV?
Yeah. It's basically it's like an entire imagine like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but as in like horror films. But they don't have
Okay.
superheroes, but it's like a whole universe filled with like horror monsters and
Like the
like
boys, but like not. So they're not superheroes, but they're just like beings with like a lot of power, right?
kind of there's like one called like the Luxie monster. I don't know. Like
It's a cool
that's the one that I was listening to today. I was
Okay.
listening to like his theory about the Crypt TV and everything because the question of the episode was what is the Luxie monster? And he basically goes on to say that like the Luxie monster is like kind of like people who have like experienced like you know people who have regrets like being in control of their life, you know. So like he's saying like, oh, the first Luxie monster is like, this kid, his parents were greedy, they like never paid attention to him or anything like that, and then they ended up like, growing and having regrets. And then the Luxie monster like shows up and he basically kills off like basically the whole family. So he kills off four, and then they say for like a replication thing, a dark-haired child has to um, kill, like for the fifth kill, a dark-haired child has to kill somebody else, like for the Luxie monster's kill, you know. So basically,
Okay.
what ended up happening is like the Luxie monster killed everyone in his family, and then had him kill somebody in his family, and then he became
I didn't order the pizza.
bruh.
Okay, I think I'm. I thought I ordered it. I just checked and I was like, wait a second, I haven't gotten any notifications about the pizza.
Yeah. Come on, pizza guy. Confirm our order.
It's just loading. Okay, sorry. I got confused. Oh, there it is. It's ready. Well, it's not ready. Hold up. The order has been placed.
Yeah. Is it? No, but so basically the kid becomes a Luxie monster. All this stuff. I don't know.
The kid becomes a Luxie monster? The
Yeah.
dark-haired child that
Yeah.
kills? And
Well, that
then,
was the theory. Is that
okay.
the kid becomes the first Luxie monster because the Luxie monster in his episode actually traveled back in time or some shit, and then I don't know. It was kind of like a time paradox thing.
Interesting.
But I mean, that was the theory of the episode, and like I don't know. I like the theories that he throws out there, and I feel like if you really like indie horror, like ones that aren't mainstream and everything, I would say go look at Crypt TV.
Crypt
You know,
TV.
yeah,
Okay, you heard it, guys. Crypt TV.
yeah,
Get out
yeah.
there and bank
The
up those views with
yeah.
our our listener base.
Yeah.
Subscribe and click that bell. You already know.
Go comment on their videos to
Yeah,
help
Wapcast sent you
support
here.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then so they can come and send their viewers over here.
Exactly.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Hmm.
They'll probably like play an episode on the background, like one of their next episodes.
Dude, the
So,
last time you were here, like the last time you were here in this room was, oh yeah, we hadn't even seen Spider-Man yet. We were just sitting
yeah,
here about to go with
yeah.
Emmett. Emmett was here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
was fun.
that was the Emmett
It's been
video.
almost a week. And almost a month. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, dude, it sucks. Like, cause
do you remember when Tom Holland died at the end and the Green Goblin like
dude,
kissed Doc Ock and then,
I know
dude, that part
that
was really bad.
that shit was fucked up.
Yeah,
I
can't believe they
hated
did him
I
like
hated
that.
how they had to like make the Green Goblin gay in the movie. Cause like the thing is, I was like, I don't have anything against homosexuals, but like,
But if they're gay,
yeah, but if they're gay, like,
oh my god,
oh,
that's funny.
I actually don't have anything against gay people. Please don't come after me.
They're gonna clip that out, that 1 second.
Yeah,
They're gonna be
I
like,
hate gays.
I don't like gays.
Yeah. No. I mean, I love gay people. I am gay. No,
I'm one of you.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that was a really good fucking movie. I really
Yeah.
liked it. Yeah.
I think it's now my top 3 Marvel movies,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I mean, I honestly don't even remember what my third one was, but, I remember the Incredible Hulk was one of my favorites for a while. The like one of the first Marvel movies of the universe.
The one with
Edward Norton. Yeah,
yeah.
from like 2008 or whatever. I really like that
Mm.
one a lot.
Yeah, I liked his movies too. His had the fuck, what was it? Absorption Man? I think that's what
I
it was.
think so. I don't know if that was his name, but
I
he
can't
he
remember.
looked like
But
a
basically, he
a
could.
more monster version of Hulk.
No.
I
That
think.
was the what was his name? Abominable. Or no,
But
the Abomination. The
okay.
Abomination. The Abomination was the other one. Oh no! It wasn't Edward Norton's. No! Fuck.
Are you talking about the original with like Eric? What's his face?
I
From like
think so. Where
2003.
like the Hulk's like skin color was like this nasty ass like lime
Yeah.
green, like
Yeah.
really
I never
bright
I never
green.
saw that one, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one had a villain. I think his name was called the Absorption Man or some shit. I can't remember, but he basically can touch like any type of material, like whether it be like something that's like uh solid, liquid, gas, or even like plasma based. He could touch any of it, and then he would turn into it. You know, he could absorb it and then turn
Okay.
into it.
I mean that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is like he can turn into like a
It
solidified
sounds like
figure of
it
it.
sounds like something that you would say if you were like really high.
Yeah,
Like, what if there was a guy who, like, whatever he touched, he'd, like, become that thing?
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, you ever watch Ben 10 when you were younger?
No.
No, you never
I
watched
think I
fucking
watched, like,
Ben
one
10.
episode,
Oh my
but
gosh.
no.
So one of his
I think I
villains,
must have snuck it in, because I remember watching, like, part of an episode.
one of his villains was a guy who was like 1 year older than him named Kevin 11. And
Okay.
yeah, and so Kevin 11 can literally touch anything and turn into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically absorb the properties of that material. And so like for the longest time, like it's been like a running or for the longest time, like as the show was going on, one thing that he would constantly do, like every single time like a new show would come out, was he would fucking touch the Omnitrix, trying to absorb the power, being the dickhead that he is, and then he would be evil and be like this grotesque fucking monster, you know. And Ben would be like, "Oh, you bitch," and he's like, "Fuck you, Ben," and then like he would disappear somewhere, and then come back wanting to be a good guy again, and then bang his cousin, and then like
What? This is a
yeah,
kid show.
I mean not like
The act-
literally bang his
oh,
cousin,
okay. I
but
was
like
like,
they would
damn.
basically just fucking date. But
Mm-hmm.
I think they implied like a couple of times like sexual jokes that like kids never got, like it just went over
That's
their
probably
heads.
why my mom would never let me. My mom, like, banned Cartoon Network as a whole. Yeah,
What?
that a whole, like, what channel, I guess.
What?
Yeah. She
Oh
was
my!
just like, nothing on Cartoon Network. No.
I fucking
Like,
loved
whenever we
it.
go to Florida and we'd have cable for a week,
Yeah.
she's like, don't get on Cartoon Network. And if we were gonna watch, we'd have to wait till they went to sleep.
Yeah.
And we'd actually like turn on Cartoon Network and
And then
watch
you
like
guys wouldn't even watch Cartoon Network. You'd be watching Adult Swim at that point.
exactly. We
Which
watched
is
some
worse.
Family Guy. I loved Family Guy. That was like the first. That was the first cartoon show that I watched that was like made for adults, and I
Mhm.
thought it was hilarious. I still think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it one show? I was actually scared of Adult Swim for a while. Cause, I mean, like I don't know. As like a kid, like I was growing up, like I didn't understand a lot of shit, and so like I'm like, oh, Cartoon Network's still on, all that shit, and like I would go switch it onto it, and then I'd be asleep, and you know how like they don't, it's not like horror scenes, but it's like,
Oh, the
it's like,
cutscenes that they have.
oh yeah, they're
Like,
fucking creepy ass
yeah,
cutscenes,
yeah. Just for the Adult Swim like logo.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know what you're talking
They
about.
would have either those creepy ass fucking cutscenes playing that would wake me up, and like I would wake up to that shit, and it'd be like some type of like fucking screaming or something, and I would like I'm like 7, 8, and I'm like waking up to that shit. I'm like, holy Jesus fuck, what
Damn.
is that? And like I'd hurry up and turn off the TV or like put on like Disney or some shit,
Yeah.
And then it would either be that, or it'd be like one of their fucking shows where someone's like dying or getting mauled, and like the other character just doesn't fucking care. He's like, oh, fuck you. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, fuck this shit. So like every time Adult Swim would come on, I would like just fucking cut it off and then go to Disney. But um, then I finally broke out of that by like actually watching the shows,
Yeah.
and they're pretty fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, dude, I fucking love this. I love this comedy. You know, it's my thing. But I remember one of my favorite parts though is the anime scenes, like the Toonami when Toonami would come
Who's
on.
Toonami?
Toonami,
Is that a show?
Toonami was kind of like how do I fucking explain it? It was basically like a segment from Adult Swim where they would play like only anime, and they would
Oh.
basically play like the uncensored version of Dragon Ball Z, um, and then
You say
well,
uncensored, like they recreated it,
no,
or they
because
just.
Dragon Ball Z in itself is like already uncensored. Like there's blood, you know, there people die and all that stuff in it. Like, you know, it's not as
Mm-hmm.
like childish as like a
Yeah,
lot of
like
people make
Avatar
it
and stuff.
seem, you
Yeah.
know. But a lot of people did grow up with it because CW had a segment every Saturday morning called CW for Kids,
Mm-hmm.
and they would play Dragon Ball on it,
Hmm.
or I mean just anywhere you can find Saturday morning cartoons, they would play shit like that, you know, Dragon Ball, they would play stuff like that, but it was heavily censored. Like I know in Yu-Gi-Oh, in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, there's like secret agents who are out to like get this one character. I don't know, I never really watched Yu-Gi-Oh. It was very hard for me to follow it.
Okay.
But there was like this one character where like the secret agents would like always go and like try and like find him and everything. And there's like one scene where they keep him at gunpoint, you know, like telling him like freeze, don't move, or all that shit, you know. Well, in the CW version, they have them just like pointing their hands like at them, like pointing at him, and they're just like freeze, and like that's it. And
Do you
he
think they remade it for kids, or did
yeah,
they?
they remade
So
it for kids.
CW did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it wasn't the actual creators going like, okay, we'll make you a kids version.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no,
Damn,
no,
that sounds super cheesy.
yeah, it was fucking horrible.
That's
CW
funny.
did not know like what the fuck to do.
I
Like,
mean, at least use like a water gun, like Apple did when they got rid of the
yeah,
gun emoji.
yeah, they didn't even use like a water gun. Or the thing is, though, is like they could have used something else because a lot of the animes that they were play were all Japanese style, you know, or were all Japanese. So they obviously had to dub it into English for the kids to understand it. So, um, one thing that they could have done is they could have just added a whole nother scene to it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, where it's like, you know, instead of saying like, "Oh, this is a gun," say like, "Oh, I'm gonna use, you know, something that's not a gun but looks like a gun,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a gun and it won't kill you." You
Yeah.
know, I don't know, something like that. You know, make them like tranquilizer guns, and like
I
instead of
mean,
shooting them.
I feel like you're just making almost a different show at this point, though.
Yeah,
Like, if you
yeah,
change enough of it, you just like, why don't you just make a new whole show, dude, for
yeah.
like CW or whatever.
I mean, but like with Yu-Gi-Oh, like
Are
guns
there any
weren't.
shows like that now that are like equivalent to like like? Because I don't really watch TV like that, especially cable. But are there
Mm-hmm.
like kid shows now that are like somewhat not equivalent like in quality, but I mean like 'cause, like because Dragon Ball was super popular, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a show like that now?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I didn't
I
think
mean,
so.
it's mostly because shit like the Saturday morning cartoons mostly got all the fucking cartoons from like the Eurasia side of the world
Yeah.
because they seen that it was popular over there for their kids, you know, and so they thought it was a good idea. Like, you know, it'd be cool to like just bring it over here because it's entertaining, you know, it's a whole bunch of flashing lights, kid would love it, you know, nice soft colors and all that. And then they kind of like watched over it and they're like, yeah, we can't let like, you know, 6-year-olds like be watching this. And
Well,
then
is that even still a thing? Saturday morning
mm-mm,
cartoons at all?
no, they
Damn,
stopped doing
that's
Saturday
kind of
morning.
sad.
It is. It is
Yeah.
really sad. But the
I mean,
thing is, it
I
was.
wasn't involved in that, but I had the Sunday morning like
Mhm.
paper cartoons or
Mhm.
the funnies as you call them.
Mhm. I love the funnies.
Yeah,
They're so hilarious.
they were pretty funny.
Yeah.
Live up to their name.
Yeah. Was it? But wait, so you didn't even have Saturday morning cartoons?
Okay, I think I did in
Saturday morning
Murfreesboro, which I had them
cartoons.
for a year because that's
The
the only year
mhm,
that I had cable like ever. And I think I do vaguely remember that on Saturday mornings we like would watch cartoons.
mhm.
Like
Well,
I
the
don't
thing
remember
is,
what
though,
we
is
watched
you
though.
don't have to have cable to
Oh, you
watch.
don't?
No, it's analog.
What does that mean?
So basically, you have well, basically, when we were younger, there were two settings onto a TV. There was analog, and then there was fuck, what was it? And then there was cable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you ended up getting satellite, which was clear, better, and all that stuff. But analog is more of like uh satellite, like kind of like, you know how like you buy like the packets at Walmart that like you can connect to your TV, and like
Mhm.
you have to stick it on the wall or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like the antenna.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
So,
analog.
huh?
That's analog. The things
Technically,
that you
yeah.
plug in.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we actually did have one of those when we. Well, my dad got one of those. Like it was like a $20 thing that you screwed into the TV. It was like terrible. You got like 15 channels maybe.
Mhm.
But he got it because he wanted to watch the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Didn't really work with
Mhm.
that thing because you can just stream it online.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, we had one of those once.
Mhm. No, but basically, you could use one of those, and CW is a channel that is both analog and uh like satellite cable,
Mhm.
you know, all that stuff. And oh yeah, yeah. So you got analog and you got digital. Digital is like the more common um like cable and satellite,
So like you got the
which
whole TV guide that you like
yeah.
cycle through.
So the thing is, though, is with cable and satellite digital, those have those are ran by like binary codes,
Mhm.
where with analog it's, they're like signals, like waves that go through. And with the signals, with the analog, people can hijack them and then broadcast their own thing through it, and it would kind of like cancel out the other one, you
Mhm.
know. Or if you're too far, you would get like ghost signal, or you would get partial static, you know, where you wouldn't, where you would kind of like see it, but then it would like static up and you couldn't see it no more, and then you'd see it, going back and
Mhm.
forth.
Yeah, yeah.
So um, that's why a lot of people like decided to switch from analog to digital, because it was a lot better, a farther reach, and no one can hijack it because it's all binary code.
Okay.
Because if someone tried to
How do you
hijack it,
hijack analog? Like you put your face on the screen or something?
you just send out like um, a stronger signal, or
Oh,
you're a
okay.
lot closer to the people who are receiving the
Okay,
signal.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. So that was like a really hard thing to do, or not hard thing to do. It was a very easy thing to do because some people would also could just go to like where their antenna was to send out the broadcasting signal for the analog TVs,
Didn't a
and
lot
they
of people like hack into those? Like
yeah,
and
you can
just
just hack into those,
like
and
you
then
like rewired it to get like all the channels almost?
no.
Like just get you couldn't get better channels if you like went up there and like did some stuff with like tools? Oh.
Because the thing is, always like with analog, you can set up like the little antenna like inside your house, and that can reach further out and get more channels. Or what you can do is what was it? There's like the ones that you can stick on the wall, and there's ones that you can install either in your attic or on your roof.
Mhm.
And the ones that are on your roof are typically the ones that like were the best.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
The
see just
dish.
about anything. Yeah. But the thing is, though, is like with analog, there had to be like a bunch of like um a lot of the times in like cities and everything, that's where you got like the best TV. I feel like, because I
Cause you
mean,
had, cause you were closer to like
yeah,
everything.
you were closer to the studios.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like, but in like, small towns like, what Smyrna used to be, it was a lot harder because
I mean, you've been to my house, and we had that. We had the analog thing like in just one of our rooms. We're
Mhm.
right next to a river. We're kind of like, we're not in the middle of the woods. Like there's houses around us, but we've got a long enough
Mhm.
like 2 acre something driveway to be
Yeah.
like hidden essentially
Mhm.
from everyone. So yeah, the signal was bad. We would I think it was me and Josh who did this all the time, where we would like, because you can scan, like whenever you feel like it, and we would like continuously scan for channels to see like how many like we could get, and we'd like move it, like inch by inch,
Hmm.
like on the wall. I think the most we got was like 30, but
Huh.
even then, half of those will be like low signal, so it doesn't play anything. It just says like it's there.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Hmm.
it was fun though.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah. I never got to have like the antennas or anything like that, or even cable for like the majority of like whenever I was growing up.
Mhm.
So we could only do anything off of the antenna that came onto our TV, and luckily PBS Kids was the closest thing that we could get,
Mhm.
and I was able like whenever I was younger, I was able to like watch all that stuff. But then once I got into the fifth grade, I realized nobody watches Dragon Tales no more, and they're all watching regular show.
I was watching Dragon Tales, fifth
Yeah,
grade.
yeah. I was watching Dragon Tales
We had
fifth grade.
someone, I think, I don't know, one of my parents bought us like a disc with like 20 episodes on them, and we'd like rewatch all 20 because
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have cable. But we'd watch Dragon Tales before, and we all liked it, so
Mm-hmm.
we just rewatched the disc over and over again.
Yeah. What was that? Oh yeah, I got to watch a lot of the Dragon Tales shows, and it mostly like made me annoyed because like they would play a lot of the stuff like during the morning, and like right when I got home from school, that's when they were barely ending it, and then got
Mhm.
to like all the boring shit afterwards.
Yeah.
But luckily, Dragon Tales was always at the end of the day.
Really?
I was like, fuck yes, yes,
Did you ever watch Cyberspace?
yes,
That was my favorite one, and they ended it.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they ended it because I guess we still had cable at that time, and
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, that was the best show on PBS Kids in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
my favorite probably was Curious George because I was super into that as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But Cyberspace was fucking lit.
I
Like that
loved
show was
Curious
really
George.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember whenever we were in California, me and Carla, um, and it's so weird, like, to revisit, like, some of the old TV shows that you watch whenever you were younger,
Mhm.
because, I remember, like, Curious George being like, oh, shit, like, dude's going through some fucking adventures, man. As, like, a little
Yeah.
kid, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
And then Carla was like, oh, put on Curious George, put on Curious George. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. I'm like, dude, this shit is like boring as fuck. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you just have to get back into that mindset that you had like when you were a kid watching.
yeah, I was like
It's
watching
hard
it.
to do, especially when you're watching something like that.
I was watching it and I was like, dude, I'm like, how the fuck did I pay attention to this shit? I'm like, because it's literally the same premise every episode, you know? Curious
I don't
George,
remember actually,
a
but
lot of
yeah.
the times it was either Curious George got into something
Okay.
that he wasn't supposed to, made a big mess, everybody got mad at him, and
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
fixed it somehow.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Or there was a situation that was going on, throughout like the episode. He's like not knowing what the fuck to do, and then he finally like being like a little monkey that he is, he's like looking through shit, and then he finds something, and
Oh yeah.
he like goes to show it to the guy in the yellow hat, and the guy in the yellow hat is like, oh shit, maybe
I
this is
needed
the
that.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then everybody's just like, oh fuck,
He always
Curious
saved the
George,
day.
yeah, save the day. I mean, like, it was always the same thing over and over again. And I was just like, how the fuck did I, like, I see like a new episode, and I was like, god damn, this shit like crazier than the last
Yeah.
episode.
That's funny.
Being like 4 years old, and being like, god damn, this shit's crazy.
I mean, yeah, you don't really notice that stuff like as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
like how everything's like kind of the same. I mean, all kid shows are mostly like the same. Like
Yeah.
every episode of Teletubbies was pretty much the same. I think. I mean, I watched a lot of
Yeah.
Teletubbies actually
I
growing
like
up. Yeah,
Teletubbies. They're so
but
fucking hilarious.
we were watching we weren't watching episodes. We were just watching like. No, I think we watched the whole episode actually, and like nothing happened the entire
Really?
episode. Like yeah, nothing happened. I was just like, damn, I forgot like this show like kind of
It was-
sucks. I forgot this show is like made for 3-year-olds because
yeah.
they don't care. Like I was talking to Jesse, my brother, about this, which is
Mm-hmm.
I feel very like grandpa-y and like which is like I guess you would call it conservative, I guess, when I think like this, but like
Mm-hmm.
it makes me sad a lot because a lot of times at Walmart I'll see like families and I'll see like their kid like in a cart just like watching watching something on the phone like some stupid cartoon
Yeah.
And like, I never used to do that. I'd like walk with my parents, or I'd sit in the cart and we'd like, have like a family time out together. But,
Yeah.
now it's just like, God, this kid won't shut the fuck up. Just put him in front of a screen. Like, they don't care.
Yeah.
And I guess,
I guess it would be the
some people can just be like,
I feel like
oh,
it
these
would be
kids are
the
having
same
fun.
though. Like if we had the same technology like when, we were younger, our parents would have ended up doing the same thing. It's just
Probably.
the parents now have found an scapegoat to like get their kids to shut the
Actually
fuck up.
parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Without actually, you don't have to discipline your kid. You just have to like put him in front of a screen.
Yeah. And that's the thing though, is like um there's like a bunch of parents who kind of see like cuz I am okay with like butt whoopings,
Mm-hmm.
cuz I got them.
Yeah.
The thing is I was like, look, the thing is, it was like whenever I was a kid, like whenever I got a butt whooping, I'd be like, yeah, that hurt, but it was a good reason why I
Yeah,
needed
yeah,
it,
yeah. Yeah.
And now I look back,
So
I'm
much
like,
nuance is always lost in this conversation. Like
huh?
so much nuance in the conversation about like whooping your kids. It's
Uh
always
huh.
just like, you can't hurt the kid. That kid's innocent. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, the thing is, I was like, yes, the kid, he's innocent because he doesn't know better.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, though, is that's why you have to either discipline it. Like the first time, like it happens, if it's an accident or anything, that's why you tell them, like, you can't do that. You know?
Yeah, if you gotta continue, if you got a kid like let's say continuously just like doesn't stop shitting on the floor, like he just doesn't use the toilet, he just
It
pees
just
everywhere,
shits on
shits
the floor.
everywhere. You're not gonna be like, "Aw, you're so sweet. I love you. You're
Yeah.
such a good boy."
He's like 7-year-old, just
Yeah,
like
it's
looking
just
at you. He's like, "What do you think of
no. You
this,
have to
Dad?
no.
Shitting on the floor."
Yeah, they just don't understand. Kids just don't understand. You have to
Yeah.
like teach them.
Mm-hmm.
We have to create safe spaces for our children at all times.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
Dude, I don't like that because like the thing is, it was like it's not that home isn't going to be a safe place if you whoop your child. The thing is, though, is it's now become a place where they know that that is where they're gonna learn,
Mhm.
the majority of the lessons of life because you are there.
Yeah, exactly.
You are their you're their teacher, you're their mentor, you're the person that they're supposed to look up to because you're the one who have had you are the one who has taught them the morality of
Mhm.
how to be
And that's not easy to do.
better.
Like
Yeah, it's not.
it's like you just have to get through the short term effect of your kid like
Mhm.
crying or your kid like hating you or whatever, and then
Mhm.
they'll come back the next thing like uh I don't know, they'll just be better. Like they'll
Mhm.
just be more aware of like how they act and stuff.
You know what I personally think, and
I think all children should die.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
genocide.
Correct.
Only adults. Only adults. Like
Only adults get to kill, or only adults live.
no, I mean like all the adults just kill all the children. So
Oh
what are you
yeah, yeah.
talking about?
I think this is fair.
Yeah, and
I mean,
then
if the kid's like adult enough, then he'll live, right?
if he has like good morality, then he'll
Yeah,
live.
yeah, he'll live.
He'll
You
live.
always need that hero boy or hero girl to be like, I won't take this.
Yeah. um. No, but the thing is, I was like, I don't believe like parenting is always for everybody.
Mhm.
But the thing is, it was like with our generation, um, teen pregnancies was like a big problem.
Mhm.
Not with just our generation, but somewhat of the generation before us also. Because my mom got pregnant with me at 15,
Mhm.
which, is a very young
Yeah,
age.
that's super young.
Yeah. But uh, the thing is, it was like she immediately knew when she had me, she had to grow up
Mhm.
immediately. And that's one thing that my entire family gives her complete credit for, because I wouldn't say like I don't know how to explain it. It's a bit too much to explain, but
Mhm.
I mean that is one thing that everybody like has always consistently said about my mom is that whenever I was born, it was like a flip of a switch, because she was like 15 one day and like you looked at her and she was like 15, but then
Mhm.
as soon as she had me, she acted like she was like a full grown adult. She knew everything she had to do. Her mother instincts kicked in. She knew everything that she had. She knew everything that like was needed in my
Mhm.
life, you know, and she made sure that it was there. And you know, I feel like not a lot of people from our generation who ended up becoming teen pregnant parents, you know, entirely know how to do that. How
Yeah.
to flip that switch immediately. But they see it as
There's a
like,
loss of connection, I think, between a lot of, I would say, like the two, like our generation and the generation before.
mm-hmm,
Like there's a real loss of connection there about like that we're both people,
mm-hmm,
and that a lot of our generation just like, these fucking these boomers, they don't know what the
yeah,
fuck they're talking about,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's the thing though. Is like, and it's like it's very hard when the people who like start this kind of I don't know. I keep doing this shit.
Bruh,
What?
guess what our Domino's name is?
What?
The delivery guy.
What?
Guess what his name is?
Nick?
No,
No. Oh.
Francisco. His
Nuh-uh.
name says Francisco. Oh, get ready. Francisco is pulling up now. Okay, I'll be out there in a sec.
Oh, sweet, sweet. Pizza's here. Um, was it? But I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is very hard to like get through to like a lot of people's
Mm-hmm.
minds that like
You really have to grow up like when you have kids.
yeah. I feel like that whole concept though is like really hard to get through like a lot of our generation's mind because one person will say like, "Oh, well this is wrong," all that stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they'll say like, "Well, the reason for everyone's thinking that it's right is because, they're stuck in the old generation. You know, they're stuck in that old age where, they had to go through it and all that stuff. I'm going to put my foot down and say that, that comes to an end now, you know? And then, um, whenever someone like, me or you say like, no, I mean, like, it's actual disciplinary action, you do something bad, you get a bad reaction. You do
Mm-hmm.
something good, you get a good reaction. That's just how things work, you know? And they're like, no, you've just been brainwashed, for your entire childhood. Like, everybody, don't listen to this guy either, you know? And it's just hard, like,
Mm-hmm.
when the majority of, like, our generation, who is, like, constantly, like, rising up, 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 more and more, is always, like, saying that over and over again, you
Mm-hmm.
know? I don't know. I just feel like,
I think it's a lot of because of like a lot of our generations now picked up on like I guess sensitivities of people.
yeah.
Like I guess
Where,
you
where,
could describe it kind of like, oh, my parents like really hurt me, I guess, as a kid, which
mm-hmm,
may or may not be true. Like some of it could be you not being able to like process like what you did wrong or something like
mm-hmm,
that. But yeah, there's definitely some bad parents out there, but you know, I feel like a good amount of it is like my parents really hurt me, like traumatized me as a kid or something, and then like why
mm-hmm,
would I do that to my kid? I love my kid. I'm just gonna let my kid like
yeah,
walk all over me. I'm gonna be pussy whipped by my kid so the kid can be safe and become like an asshole one day. I don't know.
mm-hmm. I mean, I don't. Oh,
You
sweet.
thought Francisco came in?
Yeah. Gonna
Uh,
be like, shit,
one of them is pineapple.
Francisco.
Do you want them? Yeah, I did get one with Swiss cheese. Do you just want the pineapple?
Yeah, I mean, you can just
Okay.
share the pineapple.
Let me see this one. I feel like this one's pineapple. I think I can smell it. Cheese. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Hey, Salem. Uh,
Mm-mm.
you want me? I'm gonna grab some plates.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Sweet,
Here, you can
sweet.
read some of this.
Read some of what? What is it? The Big Panda and Tiny Dragon. Oh, wow. This actually looks really good. For Caleb, you're loved deeply, your mom and dad. Oh, Christmas 2021. Uh, what's that say? Christ is born, glorify him. Oh, okay. Big Panda and Tiny Dragon by James Norbury. Guys, I'll be reading this to you until Jason gets back. Uh, be brave. You never know what a first meeting might lead to. A new day and a new beginning, said Tiny Dragon. What shall we do with it? Oh. Oh, by the way, this section of the book is called Spring. Um, I'm trying not to mess up his book. Yeah, I think Spring Goes On. This book is dedicated to everyone who gets lost. Oh, um, I think Spring Goes On for like 6 episodes, or not episodes. What the fuck am I saying? 6 pages? I don't know. Which is more important? Asked Big Panda. The journey or the destination? The company, said the tiny dragon. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely the company. Oh shit! Got the 6 pack out.
Not a sponsor of Gatorade.
uh, ooh, yeah, I like it. Wow, wow, that's really fucking deep. I'm too busy to see the flowers right now, said the tiny dragon. The panda says, all the more reason to look at them, said the big panda, and they might not be here tomorrow.
That's beautiful.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. That's very. Hold on, I'm gonna put this a little bit further away so I don't get like pizza grease on the shit.
I don't. Do you think that's for kids? Because I don't remember.
I don't. I'm not too sure. It seems like it is for kids, but if it is, very good.
Kids book?
Yeah, very good fucking kids book. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's. I think we can both agree there's a lot of like shittily made kids books. Because again, like I said before, kids can be entertained by anything. You can write the shittiest thing down, but if it's got like somewhat cool art on it, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?"
Right, dude. The thing is, though, is like with that book, I really like the Japanese style.
Yeah. The
in
artwork
it.
is really nice.
I fucking
We
love it.
were. I think Caleb pulled it out last podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he was like talking about all the books he got, and then I think he told me to grab that one. I was like, okay, yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Cheers.
Cheers. So let you
Not a
guys.
sponsor of Domino's.
Yeah, definitely not a sponsor, but I do like the pizza. Pretty good.
What do we talk about?
Huh?
What do we talk about? Is that what you're gonna ask?
Oh no. I was gonna say. I mean, yeah. Oh wait. I ended up reading them the little note that they left Caleb at the front.
Oh, you read it?
Yeah.
I forgot what it said. It was just
It was like
it was small, right?
for Caleb from mom and dad, and then it's just like Christ is born, praise him, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, they normally do something like that, especially for like book gifts, something they can write in at the beginning. They might have done that for me. I got like a couple books. One of them was like 50. I don't remember. It was something about open roads, like in the U.S. that I could like travel. Essentially, but it was like 50 of something, 50 places that I should check out or something. And then I got like a little poetry book with like some nice poems. I didn't actually read it yet, but it looks nice.
I want to get more into books.
I just went to a bookstore actually earlier today.
Really?
Yeah, it's like on downtown Murfreesboro. It's called the Grumpy Book Peddler or something like that. Not a sponsor, but it was a cool bookstore. It looks small, but there's like, Jesus Christ, I don't even know. If I was gonna count, there's probably over 1,000 books in there. Because it's like very small and like tightly compact. But yeah, I just got like 5 small books about like, I got this one. I was reading it before you got here. The Bhagavad Gita. It's I don't remember exactly the Bhagavad Gita. It's I think it okay, I might be wrong about this, but forgive me. I think this is one of the religion's Bible, essentially. Like I think it's like maybe Buddhist or Islamic or something like that. But I think the Bhagavad Gita is one of the iconic scriptures, I guess you would call it. But it's not like
It's not like an actual Bible.
yeah, it's pretty short. But uh
It's
I've never
kinda
had it. And I just read a Buddhist like not love poem. It was like poem form. And I really liked it. Listened to it twice. That's actually what I went there looking for, but I got that instead.
If I would like to compare, would it be something like one of uh like Homer's story, like in Greek mythology,
Like the
like
Odyssey?
yeah, like the Odyssey, because
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
it's
could maybe
connected.
not that one, but I
Mhm.
know the one I read because it was very similar about like uh things that you find along the journey type
Mhm.
story, which is that's what mythology's all about.
Mhm.
I almost bought that too actually because I saw Homer's The Odyssey there, but I know it's a long fucking book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't get it.
We didn't read the whole thing. I think we did. I can't remember. But we kind of skimmed through. I feel like.
Is your mic on?
Yeah, I'm just not close
Oh,
enough.
okay. I just didn't get a signal. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So basically, in my freshman year of high school, we kind of I think we ended up skimming through it. We kind of skimmed through the Odyssey. Um,
Oh yeah, I think I might. I don't know if it was freshman, but I did the same thing. I
mhm.
think.
It was the entirety of the Odyssey
Okay.
that we skimmed through, and yeah, I think at the end of it we had a project where we had to like draw like a depiction of like one of the scenes in the book,
One of the what?
one of the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, I think for us, fuck, what part of the book did we choose? I can't remember. But I know some people like drew like the Cyclops and everything and like all that shit, and I was like, dude, this is a fucking dope ass project, you know? Because I liked it. I was in charge of the drawing. Like every time we had like a drawing project at school, I was in charge of the drawing. And then, I mean, it was my favorite part, but it was my least favorite part because people would be like, "Okay, you're in charge of the drawing," and I'm like, "Fuck yes," you know. But nobody would help me, so I'm like, "Fuck." I'm
That's high
like,
school.
"Yeah." I'm like, "You
If
guys
you're
can."
good at something, you're so exploited by everyone.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I was like, they would be like, "Okay, you're in charge of like the drawing, like completely. Uh, I'm in charge of the writing, and then so and so over there is like in charge of writing our names down." And I'm like, "He's in charge of what now?" And they're like writing the names down. I'm like, "He can fucking help me draw or some shit, you know?" Like, because they always make me end up like drawing like big shit, and
Mm.
I'm good with like small,
Yeah.
small drawings, not like, small tiny ones.
Yeah.
But I'm good with like if I have a book that I can draw in, I can draw in the book. But if you give me like a big ass fucking poster board
Oh
that's like,
yeah, yeah. You don't know where to start.
yeah, it's so fucking
I
complicated.
mean, I don't really draw, but I'm that way just with writing words that are big
Mhm.
on something that's large.
Mhm.
I just like, where do I start? How big do I make it?
Mhm. And it always like made me so mad because so many people were like, "Oh, you can do this, you can do that." Yeah. But the thing is, though, is they would put these high expectations because they would see like one thing that I drew, and we would only have a week,
Mm-hmm.
and that one thing that I drew took me like a month. I'm like, I can't draw that good
Yeah,
in
in
a
like
week.
one class period.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous.
And that's the thing. One class period basically was the span of like 2 days. Like combine them all together. No, not even 2 days. Like one day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how am I going to? Because it was an hour, right?
What class periods?
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour or so.
45 minutes to an hour. Oh, sorry.
Depends on the day, actually.
Mhm.
'Cause some days we had that were like longer classes.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was annoying.
Mm. Most class periods, 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you expect me to take an hour out of every day and get like this huge ass fucking project done? You have like all these amazing
Well,
ideas.
theoretically, you're supposed to be a team of four,
Yeah.
working on it, but
Mhm.
it's just you.
Yeah. I'm like, you can like draw the foot while I'm drawing like the head or some shit, you know? Uh. Mm.
Did you ever read Percy Jackson at all? 'Cause that
Mm.
was popular, like among our generation. I'm like, I don't know.
I really
Six.
wanted to. I really wanted to. But I think the first book I picked up for Percy Jackson, everybody had told me that it was like the most boring one.
Mm.
And I started to read it, and It was true. I immediately got bored, so I never picked up another Percy Jackson book again.
Interesting. I think it was on. It reminded me of it because of the Cyclops. I think it was on the second one. On the copy of the book that we had like a specific like 5 collection thing because there was 5 in the series,
Mm-hmm.
but it had like a really cool illustrated Cyclops on it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what made me think of that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good book. Terrible movie, but
Mhm.
good book.
Now I've seen a little bit of the movies, and I wouldn't say not too bad. I liked it.
Do you know which one you watch?
Fuck. It was the one where. Fuck. It was the one where they were like in the ocean, I think, or they were like crossing the sea or some shit, and there was like a big thing like in the ocean.
Oh, the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Mhm.
That one is way worse
Mhm.
than the first one. I actually liked the first one. The first movie I saw in theaters, I was like, damn, that was really good. That was
Wait,
like
I seen one where they
7th
were
grade.
like in camp.
That's both of them, but way more the first one. They were in camp for a lot of the first one.
Mm. Oh, they were in camp and they met a cyclops.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
It's crazy that that guy Logan Lerman became popular off those movies, because he was no one before then. I think I didn't have no idea who that guy was.
Who is
but
it?
then who was it?
Mhm.
Logan Lerman. He was the guy in Perks of Being a Wallflower. If you've seen that movie,
I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
it's a classic. It's a classic. How do you describe it? It's supposed to be like a realistic depiction of high school, kind of. Which I think it's accurate in some ways. Some others, like I remember the scene where he's like on acid. Which I've never done acid. I'm gonna put that out there, but it looked very fake.
Yeah.
He was like in the snow, going like, "Whoa!" Like just sitting there like with his eyes out. I'm like, dude, I've seen people on acid, and they're not just like that calm. Like they're
Yeah.
not like that.
Mm. Yeah. No. I think. What was it? It's crazy whenever you think about shit like drugs.
Think about
Because-
what?
Think about shit like drugs.
Yeah.
You know, psychedelics. Because. Did you hear that?
No.
No. Okay. It like came up like through my esophagus and like it went, and then like I burped and I was like, oh shit.
Nice.
I was like, whoa. It's kind of like weird because I remember, for me it was like a mental thing, because I never did drugs throughout high school,
Mhm.
you know, and I mean like I ate an edible, and that was like once,
Yeah.
you know, and I was my friend Caleb would always describe like his experiences with like different types of drugs, you know, and there would be like days where I'm laying down and I'm like, I kind of want to get that same feeling,
Uh huh.
you know, but I would never touch it, you know, I would never touch drugs. So I would just lay there and I would think over and over and over again like what he was saying, you know, and eventually I would start feeling it, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking crazy. I'm like, so the thing is, I was like, I think it's more so not a I'm not too sure, because like uh I feel like yeah, it is like a mental thing, but it's something that can trigger those mental capabilities
Mhm.
of doing that
Yeah.
like
It depends, I
easier.
guess. Like feelings wise, I could see you could get there, but when you're talking about visuals, probably not.
Mm. Yeah, visuals no.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I was like, there have been times where like I can really focus on something,
Mhm.
and either everything around me becomes like blurry,
Yeah. I
or
know what you mean.
or I can focus on like one thing, and like slowly everything just kind of like looks a bit distorted.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever have this thing where if you like, I had this a lot with my uncle who was a priest because
Mhm.
when he'd do the sermons, I was looking at him for a long period of time. I would just happen with teachers.
Mhm.
Some of them I'm looking at for a long period of time, and I could essentially make their head smaller and bigger. I don't know. Yeah, I
Yes,
don't know how to describe
yes.
it, but it's like almost everything around
Like you would
kind of
zoom in and zoom
kind of
out.
fades out. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
just zoom in and zoom out, just like
Uh huh.
on on command, essentially, just like going like,
Mhm.
all right, zoom in, just like in your brain.
Yeah.
That was fun. I actually like doing that,
Yeah.
and I've never been able to forcefully recreate it like ever. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
it still happens, but I can't forcefully make it
Mhm.
happen. You know?
The thing is, I was like, for me to do something like that, I have to really, really focus on like
Yeah,
one thing.
yeah, yeah.
That.
However, whenever it's someone talking, I have no idea what they're saying anymore.
Mhm.
Like it's just their face.
Yeah. There have been plenty of times, and it's happened to me in school. I remember a lot of people would be like, "Oh, well," 'cause I would like look out the window and I would like focus on like one thing, and I wouldn't focus like in class or anything. And there was like one day where a guy bet me to like draw like what a leaf outside looks like because it was far away, like we could barely see it. And I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
because I told him I could do that, and he was like bullshit. He was like draw it, and I was like okay. So I'm like focusing on it, and like as I'm focusing on it, I'm kind of like sketching out like the outline of it, and then like after I sketch the outline, I just kind of like focus on the center point.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go out there because in middle school, for some reason, we got like the last 30 minutes to like just fuck around outside.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. No, 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 it wasn't at the end of the day. It was
Probably
after
recess.
lunch.
Yeah, recess, pretty
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
after lunch. But it was more of a. It wasn't recess. It was more of like a. No, it was before lunch. It was more of like we burn off like energy, like hanging out or playing with each other and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff. And then after doing said energy inducing work, um, we would have we would end up getting hungry because we
Mm-hmm.
spent all of our energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was like their tactic,
Mm-hmm.
get us tired out, make us eat food.
I'm surprised because I thought most middle schools didn't have like recess. I thought that kind of ended. Well, that's
Mm,
what I heard because I had middle school and,
yeah.
recess in middle school too, but I went to a magnet school where there wasn't like a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
so I thought it was like different from other schools.
I'm not too sure. I don't know if they still do it now. I would have to ask my sisters. They're still in middle school, but
It's probably just prison now.
yeah,
They just like don't
probably
let you out.
fucking dickheads. But I remember in elementary school, they would always tell us like, middle school's not gonna be like elementary school.
Yeah.
Middle school's not gonna be like elementary
Everybody
school.
took a like a really dark angle to it. They're like it's like going to prison. Honestly, they're just like you don't want to do it. Like you want to stay in fifth grade, man. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
hard over here.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is they'd be like, yeah, you don't get recess over there. You don't get recess over there. Like, you don't get all the stuff that, like, you get over here. Like, you don't get it over there. Like, it's all just work. After this, it's just work, 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 work.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, fuck, 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 fuck. And then I go into middle school, and then, like, my expectations of, like, how much fucking work effort I have to
I
put in,
think they always do that
like,
though.
drop down.
Like they do that in elementary school to middle school. They do that in middle school to high school. They do that in high
Mhm.
school to college. You know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everyone who goes to college that I know is like, college is like it's not a joke exactly, but it's not like how everyone said it was going to be. Like
Mhm.
oh you couldn't turn something like this in college, and then you get 100 on it in college. Like
Mhm.
you know, I mean it obviously depends, but that's still it's I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe it's intentional, like that kind of exaggeration.
To
'Cause
always kind of, like,
it
push you to do
yeah
more.
that I could see that, and I think that would be good for a lot of
Mm.
people.
But the thing is, though, um,
It scares a lot of people though.
yeah. But the thing is, though, is like with that mentality in mind, you have a certain expectation of how much you got to do. Everything like it's all been set up for you, like
Mm.
in yourself, like mentally. And then right when you go in to do that, you realize it's all been a fucking lie. So then you drop down your
Exactly. Like
expectations.
all the way.
Yeah.
Because instead it becomes like, oh shit, like what can I get away with here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as you continue to try getting away with more and more shit, the teacher kind of notices and they're like, okay, well, you failed this. You failed that. You
Mhm.
failed this. You failed that, And then, like, you don't get as good of a grade as if you kind of stuck to that mentality of, I always got to do this. I always got to
Yeah.
do that. I think the school system should just be a little bit more honest, when it comes to
Honestly,
that shit.
I mean, I could compare it to drug use. Honestly, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because it was similar. You know how they were just like, you'll die if you do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in my generation, at least, like they started like weed got really popular because people started smoking weed. And they were like,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't even that bad. Like I
Yeah.
feel like pretty good, and like I'm not
Mm.
like dead. I'm
Yeah.
fine the next day. Like I can function properly, like for the most part, unless
Mm.
you're like a specific person. But yeah. And then a
Yeah.
lot of people they can view drugs as a whole like that. They'll be like, oh shit, if weed's like nothing's wrong with that really, then what about cocaine or something?
Mhm.
And it's
And
just
then
like,
that's when they take like the fucking instead of taking like the next step up, they take like
yeah,
the
yeah,
next
yeah.
15 steps
Mhm.
ahead, and
Yeah.
then they completely fuck up their whole
Yeah.
system. You know,
Mhm.
because it
You'll get yourself addicted like that.
yeah, like that's why a lot of people say that marijuana is a gateway drug,
Mhm.
and
I don't
that
think it is
the
necessarily. It just is because of how it's talked about. I think
the thing is though is like it's been made into a
it's
gateway
because
drug.
it's put in the same class as everything else, like
Everybody says like,
federally
oh,
or socially.
marijuana is bad. You know, it does this to you, it does that to you. Like it'll
Yeah.
fuck up your whole life. And then like right when you smoke it, you're
You're
like,
like, my life is the same.
yeah,
You're
like
like, what's going
nothing's
on?
fucking happened. Like
Yeah.
what's happening here? And then like you're just like, dude, is every fucking drug like this? And then you try out
Yeah.
every fucking drug, and then yes, you ruin your fucking life.
Yeah.
But the thing is, always, it wouldn't have ruined your life if people had been more specific about which drugs will fuck up your life.
Yeah. I think like nicotine though is because it's so much more addictive than like weed or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely similar to like the addiction of heroin. I read
Mm-hmm.
it might even be worse because of how like common I guess it is, and it's just like it the high I guess you would call it that it gives you, it's just like
Mm-hmm.
so short lasting. Um,
You just immediately like need more.
exactly. You're just
You
like,
know.
oh, that's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, I don't think I told you. I haven't really told. I've only told like one other person this because I don't like talking about it exactly. But
Mm-hmm.
I, what day is it? 14th. I'm 11 days without smoking nicotine.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
dude. That's fucking amazing.
yeah. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of you, dude.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I'm hesitant to like bring it up, because it if I tell someone else, it almost like it's mostly I choose not to think about it because it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like if I tell someone else and they're like, "Oh, that's awesome," and I'm like, "Yeah, that is awesome," and then my brain's like, "You should celebrate with some nicotine." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, damn, that sucks."
So do you mostly like with shit like that? You mostly tell people who you know don't have nicotine.
No, I've only told one other person. It was just because it was Faith actually. I was apologizing because I'd been like really antsy for like the last several days, and I was I mean
Like
you know how
angry?
yeah, and you know
Uh.
how I can get easily annoyed
Uh huh.
with Faith, I guess, because you've seen
Uh
like
huh.
how we act around each other, and
Yeah.
I kind of apologized. I was like, I'm sorry for like being this way recently,
Uh huh.
because I
Like,
did
did you really
this.
snap on her?
I didn't like snap on her exactly, but there were several times where I was like actually mad at her for like just stupid shit that like didn't even matter, and I
Yeah.
just kind of apologized for it. And I told her, and I noticed that night when I came home, I was like, and this was like a week ago. I was like,
Mm.
damn, I should celebrate with some nicotine. I was just like, I'm so proud of myself, let's
Yeah.
go. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
But
lot of
yeah,
people. A
it's
lot of people are, actually somewhat the same way with, alcohol.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I've never been addicted to alcohol necessarily, but uh there was like a maybe a month period or so where I would drink all the time just
Mhm.
'cause I don't think also at this point I wasn't smoking anymore. But I would drink alcohol a lot because it would make me like way less anxious, like 'cause I just have that problem in general.
Mhm.
But it would help with that, momentarily in the
Mhm.
short term. And
Mhm.
I drink a lot then, but I've never gotten like super hooked on it.
Mhm. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. But
'Cause-
I fully support psychedelic use though too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've done shrooms a couple times. I've also tried DMT.
Mhm.
Um and I have done acid, but however, I do say I take them like pretty seriously, and I never use them to like have fun, which
What?
is I don't know.
Acid?
I just
Oh, psychedelic.
any psychedelic
Uh
really,
huh.
except for I guess weed, because that's just different.
Mhm.
But I put it in the same class as psychedelic because it can be psychedelic in a way.
Mhm.
Um, but no, I view psychedelic strong ones in a very journey of the self type way, and
Mhm.
I don't do it like with other people almost ever, and I just do it. I don't do it for fun.
Mhm.
I do it because I'm like looking for something,
Mhm.
uh, maybe some clarity about something, and like try to figure out like what I've been avoiding, stuff like that.
It's more of like a spiritual thing for
Yeah,
you, you
exactly.
know,
It's more
because
of like a meditative thing.
dude.
And there's been several times where like it hasn't been like pleasant, like
Mhm.
while I'm doing it because of that, because it's not
Mhm.
easy to like think about things that that you don't normally think about, but
Mhm. The thing is,
psychedelics
it
have a
was.
good thing about bringing it out of you, and like you just can't help it because
Mhm.
it's just been sitting at the back of your mind for so long.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I've hung around, I guess, a lot of people that have been like I hung out with a lot of people in high school that were tripping on acid like all the time. I never tried it
Mhm.
because I don't know. I guess even that I'd already decided. I was just like, I don't want to do it like this. Like it just doesn't feel right.
Mhm.
I just looked at it in a more serious way.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, but
Yeah. I don't know. My friend always tried asking me if I wanted to do shrooms or if I wanted to do acid or anything like that because they were like, dude, you'd be so fucking hilarious on acid or like you'd be so fucking funny on like
yeah, yeah.
on like shrooms or some shit like
Mhm.
any type of psychedelics and I'm like no. I'm like I probably would be a fucking show, I'd probably be funny as fuck, but no,
Yeah,
I really don't want to
it's,
do it.
you got to be careful.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it was a lot of the people who were like offering it to me. I trust them with
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
I completely trust them. They're people I've known for a long time. But the thing is, though, is like as a personal morale thing, I would always tell them no.
Yeah.
You um,
At least you could say no. Some people are just like can't say no.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
I was
mean,
offered acid a lot, and I was like, no, man.
there have
You
been
have fun
times,
though.
where I've been offered to go smoke
Mhm.
with somebody, and that I was completely down for. But on the other hand, um, a very controlling person in my life was not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, though, is even though they were controlling about that part of my life, anytime I was offered to take something, like buy something on my own that I can try at home, myself, she would immediately say like, "Oh, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Share with me," you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
Very like hypocritical.
yeah, I'm
Well, it's
like,
not even. It's not. I mean, it's hypocritical, but it's more just uh, just completely dependent on just like
mm-hmm,
and just scared of being alone. I guess.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I do tell myself like I understand, you know.
Mhm.
It hurt that you know a lot of the time it was very one sided.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a lot of things like I wanted to do, and it was always things that they wanted to do. But um, I try to understand from like an outside point of view sometimes, like from her point of view, because I mean, um, her dad left her, stepdad abusive, other
Mhm.
stepdad abusive in a different type of way, uh, and then the other stepdad, like the third one, just never. What was it? He, I think he like cheated, and then he just was very mean and obsessive,
Mhm.
you know, and it just didn't end up working out. Like
Mhm.
she never really had the idea or the stable, like someone who was like able to maintain that idea of dad, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I see what you mean.
And the thing is, I was like, she was also lied to about her dad. Um, you know, some of the things that they told her like weren't true, all that stuff. I really don't want to go like too much
Yeah, yeah.
into like her life because that's her life. I
Mhm.
don't want to spill anything like that
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know, but
What's her address?
um, I would gladly like mention it, but I don't want people like going to her house and then ask her a bunch of questions.
Mhm.
Being like, oh shit, your ex is like talking shit about you.
Mhm.
But
that type of I guess you would call it trauma. I don't like the word trauma though, because it's just it's some I guess this can sound cruel, but I think it's just overused,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like boy you cried wolf,
Mhm.
because I mean I would say everyone has trauma. Everyone has their own type of trauma. Everyone's got stuff that either they did or was done to them, or they was younger or like last week. But you know, it's
That
just part
kind.
of life sometimes.
Mhm. That I wouldn't really consider trauma,
Mhm.
but more so a hardship. That was constantly taking place in her life. You
Yeah,
know, it was something that like
crippling.
it was it was it was multiple situations that she never really understood.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and she never like fully processed the first one. Something else would come along.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's hard to be with someone like that. One, because you have to watch them go through it if they even choose to go through it, which is the better method, I think, to
Mhm.
actually like make the choice. Go like, I want to figure this out,
Mhm.
versus they ended up taking it on you because they don't know what to do with their lives. Like they're so confused about who they are
Mhm.
and what they're supposed to be, and
The thing
then
is, though, is like, I completely forgive her for everything that she did, everything that happened.
mm,
Um, but the thing is, though, is you know, if I could tell her something without her, yelling at me back for saying it, um, if I could tell her something, it would be, you know, it's okay. I don't care, but one thing that wasn't ever truly okay, but one thing that I will forgive you for
mm,
is you using that hardship as an scapegoat.
yeah, yeah,
You know for um for how you acted.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know because it was like she's seen the idea of like a man being in her life. You know whether that be boyfriend or dad. You
Mm-hmm.
know she would see it as like something that can come and go, but something that she will always need.
Yeah, seek out for.
Mm-hmm. And so the thing is, it was like she felt like that her herself can come and go through me, but she would always say, "I need you."
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is she didn't need me. She was scared of losing someone else,
Yeah, yeah.
so she would always take the first initiative and leave.
Mm-hmm.
But always come back, either saying that she didn't mean it, or that you know, or that it meant nothing. But in truth and reality, I feel like, you know, she would leave to try and find, more,
Mm-hmm.
more than just me.
Yeah.
Another man, always, constantly, keep on going because you know it's kind of like you take one thing from a child, and then he's gonna want it all, not
Yeah.
just the one thing back. He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
want it all. You know, so um, they always say like it's as easy as taking candy from a baby. Well, you can take the candy from the baby, but eventually the baby's going to come back and try to get every piece of candy in the world,
Yeah.
And I feel like that was something that she never really thought, but it was something that was kind of like what was it?
Subconscious.
Yeah, subconscious. It was like a subconscious reaction every
Mm-hmm.
single time,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I feel like a lot of people do go through that, like subconscious thinking or subconscious actions.
I think it's easy for women to act that way because
They're very emotional.
no, not even that. It's because generally, I'm not saying I totally agree with this, but this is just mostly how it is. Women are sought after
Mhm.
by men,
Mhm.
and they always have options, I
Mhm.
guess. So they could always like waste time with some guy, which the guy doesn't
Mhm.
normally have that opportunity unless he's like, I don't know, playboy or whatever the fuck you call it, like a man slut, I guess, who like always has like girls like texting him, which some people do, but it's way more common for a woman to have that ability to have like options to choose from.
Mhm.
And I think that's why it's normally pushed somewhat hard for girls to be like wait until dating, because a lot of men are very finicky about commitment and stuff,
Mhm.
especially people in our generation are. Uh, but you could waste a lot of time, and as a girl, as a woman, it's a lot more like detrimental to like your future if you're like wasting a bunch of time with some guy.
Mhm.
Because I mean, if you want a family, then you'd have to do it way sooner.
Mhm.
Versus a guy doesn't really have to.
Mhm. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of hardships towards like the female gender,
No, for
in
sure.
itself.
Yeah,
But the
I'm
thing is,
mostly saying that because I don't know if a lot of women like are able to think kind of that way about a lot of guys can just be distractions to you, so be careful, I
mm-hmm.
guess, like who
Be
you're
wary of like who you choose to be in your life.
yeah.
And they don't try to do that. They just think.
Yeah, it's easier for us because we just have way less options. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't have a bunch of people swarming our DMs going like, "Hey, I want you, I want you, I want
So
you."
when someone does, we're just like, why?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You're like,
why?
"What is wrong with you? Why do you
Yeah.
want me?"
I mean, that's the thing though, is like women don't really see it like that. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, so and so popped in my DMs, I think he's kind of cute. I might give him a try.
Especially a lot of women with the "I can save him" like mentality,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
which is somewhat of a meme now. Which I mean, it's kind of funny, but I mean, it's
I,
it's
I'm not gonna
true.
lie. I have
It's true.
an I can save her mentality.
Yeah, I think it goes
And
both ways, which is not really
it's a very toxic trait. Just
I
letting you know.
mean, somewhat it can be.
It's well not toxic for.
I think it's always there.
Hmm?
If you're in a committed relationship with someone, I think it's always there. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think just the term like "save him" has a weird connotation, but I mean in the terms of there should always be that like striving to get your significant other to be better than they were like the day before
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
I
But
mean that is part of a healthy
you could
relationship
definitely
too.
get very arrogant,
Mm-hmm.
about like, oh, I can save him,
Mm-hmm.
just like look at me, look what I can do, when actually you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, truth is like I never felt. Mm, I always felt like I could save somebody,
Mhm.
you know. But the thing is, though, is like, um, it would always become a hassle because I don't know why I attract like a lot of girls with like very big fucking problems, and that's why Carla was like a gold mine because
Really?
she like stated to me she was like, "There's nothing wrong with my life," you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, "I like you." I was like, "I
Yeah.
don't have to
I know
like,
what you mean though. I had
yeah."
most of the I was always very confused because I wasn't sure if it was the type of women that I was attracted to and that was attracted to me were girls that were more I don't know, they had more problems, or it's just like maybe this is just what girls are like. I don't
Mhm.
know. You never really know.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know.
Hmm. I don't know. It's just something about um. I said this once to a girl I was talking to, and my mom had told me this, and it's that I just always go after like the crazy ones,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying that any of them were crazy, no, but replace crazy with problematic, yes,
Mhm.
because they had a lot of issues, growing up, whether that be like father or mother or anything like that, or neither. I mean, fuck. I talked to a foster child at one
Mhm.
point. She had neither mom or dad,
Wow.
and um, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I was like, I would see them and they'd be like, "Oh, well, I mean, nobody really likes me because of this, or nobody likes me because of that," and I'm like, "Well, I mean, I like you,"
Mhm.
and they're like, "But why?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, but I know that, you know, if you're having issues with that, I'll be there and I'll help you out through it.
Mhm.
And then that's where, it kind of changed from, I'm there for you to I can save you, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I know what
And
you
then
mean.
it became an obsession,
Mhm.
you know?
I
Not,
think I think it could become an obsession on both parts too,
it
cause
was more of
cause
like,
the cause the other can like seek you for like
hmm
approval, I guess, or just kind of
well,
validation, I guess would be the right word.
now that I say it out loud, not an obsession. Well, probably an obsession, like you said, like for them, because
Mhm.
they're always like seeking
Because
out
that's where
like
you can get a
approval.
lot of comfort. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but um, for me, it always felt like a duty. Like it was something I had to do.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
something I was born to do. Like like it was something that and I guess that's the reason why I really like heroic animes is because they feel like that. How do you explain it? It's not that they feel like it's their duty, but it's always in their personality to help.
Mhm.
To always make sure that something gets done and it gets done right. You
Yeah,
know,
it's just the hero
mentality.
archetype,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah, which
I
is
mean,
in like everything.
that's the thing though, is like I kind of like always looked up to that and ideal and everything like that, and so I was just like, I can do it, I can do it, I
Yeah,
can
it's
do it.
super. It can be super inspiring. I mean, that's why.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different like variations of the story. You
Mhm.
know, like there's it's in most stories. I would say
Mhm.
most like superhero movies and stuff. They've got
Mhm.
the same. Uh, I don't know what you call it, layout. I guess,
Mhm.
which is I find it kind of interesting because it's similar to how you were describing Curious George. It's like it's the same shit. Like again,
Mhm.
not talking about Marvel, but I mean that it's the same story, but it's told in a different way.
Mhm.
And people aren't bored of it at
Who
all.
fuck, who was it that created the basis of a story?
Like
I think it was Shakespeare.
just any story.
I think it was Shakespeare.
No,
He said that
should I look it up?
eventually every single story has already been written over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Every single like story plot has been written already over and over again.
It
And
definitely wasn't Shakespeare. Actually, now that I think about it,
fuck,
I
who
mean,
was it?
it probably
It
it's
was like
probably creation myths. That's what this says. I typed in what is the first story. It was probably creation myths, which is was spanning like religious ideas, because all the religions I think are stories about something,
mhm.
which is why that's what I get
Wait,
out of it.
no, he had said that all stories have already been created.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was it? I
I
can't
think I know
remember
what you
what it
mean.
is. But basically, yeah, like all stories have already been written, everything. The thing is, those are all told in a different way,
Exactly.
like the Lion. Fuck, there's like one story that is like basically the same as the Lion King. Um,
Most Disney movies,
yeah,
well,
I
like
mean,
almost. Well, not the classic Disney's, I guess,
but it's like
but
an
even the new ones,
old
like Inside Out,
it's like
same
an
shit.
old mythology like story. Or no,
Yeah.
no, no, it wasn't mythology. It was like an old story from I think Rome or Greece. And, it basically told like literally the exact same thing. You know, the prince um the prince accidentally kills his father or some shit, but thinking that it's him, it's actually, another driving force, you know? And they tell him that it's his fault. He leaves, he comes back, and he takes over the mantle as king because he realized the truth,
Mm.
you know? I fucking can't remember the story, but it's literally the exact same. And that was like told, you know, thousands of years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? While Lion King was told like how long ago? Like a whole like
Almost 100, I think.
Lion
The
King?
story. I mean, the story wasn't the movie, wasn't it? Like, wasn't there like a
Huh?
book or something, or was it actually just only first created
I
on screen?
I think it
I'm
was
actually not sure. Look
I
it
want
up
to
though.
say it
Why
was
not?
a book, but I don't think it was like written way back. I don't know. But I mean, that's the thing though, is like, you know, you got a story that was made 1,000 years back or a couple thousand years, whatever so. And then you got
Apparently, it was 94. Like when the movie came. I thought it was like
mhm.
older. I thought it was like a classic like 60s movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
No, no, no. I
I
knew it was in
guess
the 90s, but I thought it was like 99 or some shit.
I guess it was yeah, I guess it was made for the screen.
Oh, okay,
Or no,
okay.
the idea was in 1988,
Hmm.
but it was
Okay, okay.
between one of the Disneys on a
Yeah.
plane to Europe.
Yeah.
Lit.
Nice, nice. I mean, but that's the thing though. Is
It's it's a story about like the the son, I guess, and then is Scar's brother.
no, Scar's his uncle.
Okay, yeah, he's got the uncle. No, I guess the story is more of like a that's a part of it because the kid is the hero in the story, Simba, and then you've got
Mhm.
Scar and his brother, which is that constant like clash for good and evil going on. It's like your
Mhm.
brother. That's constant in I forgot what it's one of the first like Egyptian mythologies. It's like Set is the brother, and then the I think it's Osiris. That might be the dad though. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
it's the same story. It's the same
Mhm.
story of like the evil brother like somewhat prevails because he kills the good side of him,
Mhm.
which um and then Simba just goes on this journey to like take back his father's like place because it's turned bad.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, you know what story? Have you ever read The Red Death?
Mm-mm.
I think it was by Edgar Allan Poe. I think
Hmm.
so.
The poet.
Yeah. It wasn't a story. It was like well, it's a poem that kind of portrays like a story, kind of like most of his poems are. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
And
the Mosque of the Red Death.
yeah, The Mask of the Red Death. Okay.
It's a
Um.
short story.
Hmm.
It says it's a short story, but it could be.
Nice. Nice.
It
Nice.
follows Prince Prospero's attempts to avoid a dangerous plague known as the Red Death. That sounds cool.
Hmm. Well, the thing is, though, is like a lot of people said that it was, or everybody was like, oh, what was your interpretation of the Red Death? Because it never says in the story that it was a plague.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah,
never
yeah.
says that it was a plague, but it says like it just keeps saying the Red Death. Like that's what they refer it to as. You know, so our uh, our teacher in his Mr. Reed, yeah, Mr. Reed, he was a really cool fucking dude. He had like this long ass beard, yeah, and then he
Every
shaved it
teacher
off.
that's got a nice beard is always cool.
Yeah, yeah, but he basically made us rewrite the Red Death in our own perception and kind of give it like our own little spin to it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And mine was supposed to be like this, because it was the wealthy who lived in the city while the poor stayed out with the Red Death, out of the city, to get caught.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, my interpretation of it was that it was more of like a storm or like an eternal crisis that was happening. And yes, the rich and wealthy got to hide,
Mm-hmm.
but in the midst of it all, it was more of like a spiritual, it was more of like a spiritual occurrence
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than like a
An
plague or
actual
anything.
physical like disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, here's what I can fucking do with it. Spiritually, it comes down, and then it offers a deal to one of the poor. Because I mean, the thing is, always it's death. Death
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go necessarily by justice. It doesn't go by vengeance or anything like that. But it can give you options at
Mm-hmm.
moments. You see it a lot, like in during movies. Like
Yeah.
before the character dies, it's either death or you ever see the movie Spawn?
No.
Well, in Spawn, he goes to hell. The
Mm-hmm.
devil literally gives him a choice. He's like, stay here in hell, or I can bring you back to life. You'd be my hell spawn, hence the name.
It's a, I never saw the movie, but you remember If I Stay, that movie that came out like 5 years ago?
Yeah,
That's like the entire premise of the movie,
yeah, yeah,
essentially. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But the thing is, I was like, he goes to hell. Devil's like, hey, I can bring you back to life, but you got to literally like command like my entire army of like hell spawns, and like
Mm-hmm.
take over the world, all that shit. And he was like, yeah, fuck it, yeah, I'll do it. And he comes back to life, and then he becomes like a hero who ends up going back to hell and beating the fuck out of the devil, and he's kind of like the ruler of the world and all that
Mm-hmm.
shit. He becomes God. All
Yeah.
that. Well, my take on the Red Death was that this mystical thing comes down and it's like, hey, you're poor, you're gonna die, but you can have a chance. I can give you, something, like my power to kind of rise up and take care of all the rich over there. Because the thing is, though, is like The rich are in a spot where the Red Death can't reach them.
Mm-hmm.
So it would kind of help the Red Death kind of wipe out
Yeah.
the
More
entire population
Yeah.
if he gets to the rich. But then that would just leave the dude who, got the powers from the Red Death, by himself. But thing is, always like that was the bittersweet ending, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so my premise was that he gets these powers. He shows up in a cloak, red mask, skull, face, all that shit, and he just murks everybody, like
Mm-hmm.
just like fucking
Well, how
dead,
does it
dead,
end for
dead.
the guy?
Huh?
How does it end for the guy? The poor person.
I mean, the thing is, always like I said, it ends. It's a bittersweet ending. He got what he
Yeah.
wanted, which was revenge against the rich,
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it's the bitterness that kind of takes over when
Drives
you
him.
realize that
Yeah.
he's the only one left now.
Mm-hmm.
All the poor is gone, yes, but also so are the rich. There's nobody here. He's all alone. Even if it's someone to hate, it'd be better than just being alone.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that's the way a lot of people live. Like all like dystopian movies, like I Am Legend. People with just like one person
Mm-hmm.
that's like I don't know, going around the world or whatever, just like trying to survive essentially. But it's just you
Mm-hmm.
left, and it's like everyone wants to think that they're gonna be that person. It's just like Will Smith with a gun on his back, like fucking up these zombies or whatever they are,
Mm-hmm.
radioactive creatures, whatever. But what's the probability you're gonna be that person, like for real?
Yeah.
1 out of 7 billion, 8 billion, whatever. But
Yeah.
people love those stories.
Uh-huh.
Understandably, there was a really good Twilight Zone episode. I don't know if you ever watched that show.
Mm-hmm.
With Rod Serling. Did you ever watch the one with the guy with the really bug eye glasses?
I think so. Yeah.
It's about where he loves reading. He loves reading so much, and his wife's always yelling at him. He's always like reading
Mm-hmm.
the paper, and she's just like, "Put that down, like focus, like put that shit down." And he works in a bank, so this is back in the day where they had big old bank vaults in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So he like locks himself in the bank vault, grabs all of his books and newspapers or whatever, and starts reading. And then a bomb essentially like blows up the entire Earth, and he walks out of there with all of his books, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And he's like putting his books down and everything. He's about to start reading, and then he drops his glasses and they break, and that's how it ends.
Wow.
And they're really thick glasses. Like he clearly needs them to actually see anything.
Yeah.
And then he breaks them at the end. And you're just like,
Wow.
interesting.
It would be good to have somebody around to fix your glasses.
Yeah, would
you know?
be, would be.
Too fucking bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool thought.
Damn. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. But
It is sad, yeah.
I ended up getting like a 50 on that project though because I didn't even finish the story.
Oh, damn.
It was very long. It was a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
long premise, because I had to write out like word for word every detail and all that shit. And the thing is, he was like, "I want a short story." And I was like, "Fuck," like I can sum it up for you, like what happens, but I can't like, sum it up in writing, because then I basically have to tell you, um, what happens, but not through his perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more of like again like a third person perspective.
Yeah, which it can be done, but it's not normally as well done. I don't think.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm so tired. I don't know.
You want a mint?
Huh? Low key. Low key.
I got a nice bowl for him now.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I should put like candy in there because that's what it's like for. But all I had in here was the mints, so I just threw them in there. Yeah.
What was it? What was I gonna say? Yeah, like there's so many things like I wanted to do, you know, but I now realize that I can't do those things because of the
Yeah.
fact that it's just not in my playbooks to do them,
Yeah, I think about that a lot because I think that's one of the most like hardest and most defining things about like your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're a kid,
Is what you're mostly good at.
yeah,
you know?
which is not many things. It's
Mhm.
really not that many things.
Not many things that you can either turn into a career,
Yeah,
or not many things that like you can do simultaneously with a career.
yeah.
you
But
know?
you just start running out of options. Once
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure that progresses like probably once you get to like your 40s, it's probably like really few options. But you start to realize when you're in your 20s that I can't like I'm not a kid anymore. I have to start making like decisions about like what I want to do,
Mhm.
and I don't mean like career wise exactly. I just mean like time is somewhat precious, and I have to spend it like correctly, or else I'm
Mhm.
gonna do something like sad and unproductive with my life.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's why I
About
like going camping.
um, what was it? Fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, but yeah, no, me personally, I've always had a problem with like looking at careers or looking at people doing things
Mm-hmm.
because whenever I would view them like if I view an artist or if I view like a comic book artist or anything like that, I'm like, dude, that'd be so fucking cool. I'd love to have that job. And then I can turn around and I can see a different job that's just as interesting, completely like different from the subject, and I'm like, I want that job, you know?
Especially because we have this reach now, because we can see
Mhm.
everyone's different jobs, and we can see like, you know, I think what you're talking about is you can latch onto that passion that you can see in their eyes, like when they're doing whatever they're doing. You're like, I want to
Mhm.
have that. Like I could do that too.
Mhm.
That's why it's, you know, sometimes it's not like hard exactly, but it's like it opens my eyes sometimes when I watch like I don't know specific movies that are about like someone's specific career, and I'll finish the movie and I'll think like, oh, that's really cool, and then I'm like, I could never do that. Like, what am I
Mhm.
talking about?
Well, the thing is for me is like is I look at it and I'm like, I can fucking do that. And then like that shit sticks in my head
Mm-hmm.
like constantly. So right now, me personally, I have so many different like career paths that I have planned out for my life and everything. But the thing is, I was like none of them like work. You know, it's kind of like I have like a family plan.
Mm-hmm.
I have multiple career plans. Family plan that is always going to be constant. Me, wife,
Yeah,
and
family
then
plan doesn't even have to be that difficult.
yeah, 4 kids.
Yeah.
I want
Okay.
four. I want 4 kids. Carla wants 3. Well, I want 5.
But you had to settle.
Yeah, I want 5, but Carla's like, no, I want 3. Like that's the max, and I was like, I'll meet in the middle, 4, and she still says no.
Mm.
So
Do you have specific like boys and girls or what?
I'm not too sure. No, I don't really have specifics on boys and girls. I would honestly end up loving my kids anyway.
I would hate them if they were female.
You you'd
I'm just
you'd
kidding.
be you'd be their uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Froylan.
It makes me sad to see those like, oh, thank you, thank you,
Hmm?
thank you. I just realized what you said.
Yeah, you,
I'm
Froylan, and
honored.
Darius would be
Um,
would be the uncles.
it makes me I mean, I know some people like it, and they know like people my age that they were treated differently by their parents because they clearly wanted like a different gender,
Hmm.
and they're just like, and they don't even hide it. Like they don't care. They're just like, oh, I didn't want you. I wanted like a boy, or I wanted a girl. I did not
Hmm.
want you. That's sad. I'm glad I
Hmm.
didn't experience that, but some people did.
Hmm.
Um, oh yeah, I didn't tell you this. Last night at work we did the hottest chip challenge. I did it.
Hmm.
You know
Really?
the brand Pocky or whatever it's called. Yeah, they
Mhm.
sell it on Amazon. It's like $20 into one chip.
Mhm.
And it was me, Jacob, Darius, and Cody, and Cameron from Delhi. Remember
Mhm.
Cameron? Yeah.
Mhm.
And we all did it, and
Mhm.
that shit was sucked. It
Mhm.
was really bad. I took the smallest piece. Me and Jacob took his piece was a little bigger than mine, but I took the smallest piece. Cody took like almost half the chip. This man is insane. He just took like almost half the chip, and we were like, Cody, bro, you don't know how
How
I'm
do
gonna
you
do
deal with
this.
it?
I mean, pretty badly. I mean, I got I got a what is it? Half gallon of chocolate milk. I also
Uh-huh.
got a can of whipped cream, like heavy whipped
What?
cream. Yeah.
You don't need all that
Actually, it
shit.
worked. The whipped cream was actually yes, you do also.
No, if anything, you just need like 1 cup of milk, and you're fine.
Like the cups in the break room cups.
Yeah.
Fuck no, you're crazy. You're crazy. I mean, even with the tiny piece that I got, I actually only ate it on my left side of my mouth, so
Mhm.
that's the only place that I felt it. But
Mhm.
it was painful. Sometimes I feel like it was actually burning a hole in my mouth,
Mm.
and it was not fun.
Mm.
But I mean, it was fun, like being there with like the boys. You know, that part
Mhm.
was fun.
Yeah.
Cody definitely had it the worst.
I
Uh,
definitely miss that. I
what
miss that
hanging out in
about
the break
Walmart.
room?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Cause
was
I
fun.
mean I don't have that. I get my hour lunches back at
That's
Bosselman.
nice.
Um Yeah, shout out to my workplace. I really love this place, Bosselman.
It's good.
Um, uh, but I mean, I get my hour lunches and everything. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I love hanging out with my uncle. You know, me and him have the same sense of humor.
Mhm.
Like he's very funny. You know, but the thing is, I was like, I still miss the boys. You
Yeah,
know, I
it's
miss.
different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. I mean, and I think I kind of just started thinking about it. And it's not kind of in a regretful way exactly, but you know, I live with two of my brothers. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've never lived with someone that isn't like family.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think Emmett actually pointed this out to me a couple weeks ago, and I've just been thinking about it. I think that's also why we're all still me probably not as much. We're all slobs, like still
Mm-hmm.
because we've grown up together, and we don't have that like I feel
Like,
like there's more pressure if it's like not your family of your friend going like, dude, like clean up your shit, like you're
yeah,
fucking disgusting, you know?
yeah. But
And I
if
don't.
Josh came out of his room and he was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
"Clean
just
up your
like,
shit,"
yeah, and then he's like, oh, no, I'm good. He just walks away. Like, what are you
yeah,
gonna do? Kick him out? Like,
yeah.
no. But yeah, it's a whole different dynamic when it's just like people that aren't related to you,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. But
Mm-hmm. One thing I really have like always wanted to do is do like the big friend group house.
oh yeah, like the big old not mansion exactly, but big enough house where you get like one person in a room and everyone like hangs out
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that sounds somewhat fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd ever do that. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I was very down. Freudlin was very down with it too.
Fulton's down with anything. Well, he
Well,
says he's down with everything, but then
the thing
who
is, I
knows what
was
he actually thinks about it?
he said he was down like with certain people from like the Walmart group, but the
Yeah.
thing is, I was like, I mean, that granted, I can kind of understand because of the fact that we haven't known each other like that long. But I mean, I'm a very trusting person. I trust all of you guys like with everything,
Mm-hmm.
and so I mean that's why I was like, I'd rather do it with you guys than anybody else. You know,
Yeah.
because I know my family pretty well. They're just gonna abuse the situation. You know,
Yeah.
I love them all, but I already know they're all gonna abuse the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Same with some of my older friends. They're just gonna abuse the situation. Everything's not gonna get paid, and then either I am or somebody else or me and somebody else are gonna end up like taking the burden of like paying for the house
Mm-hmm.
and all this shit,
Yeah.
and nothing's gonna work. But I mean, I completely trust you guys because I mean, you guys have the same, I want to say a lot of everybody that I've met so far, like as in like you and Froylan. I mean, kind of Faith, but like everybody has like the same mindset of like you know in terms of morale and friendship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I think so.
yeah, we all agree like what's wrong and what's right. What needs to be
Somewhat. I have a lot of
somewhat.
disagreements with Foylan on this matter, but yes.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Froylan's a very business.
Yeah, totally. He's way more business focused than I ever will be. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect myself to ever become like more business focused than I am right now. I'm way more like I
Mm-hmm.
look at things way more from like an emotional
Mm-hmm.
standpoint, I guess. I
That's
don't
it.
know.
Yeah. Oh, do you know anybody else at Walmart who wants to leave?
Like quit, leave?
Yeah.
Um well Faith was for a while. Um
Um. Well, anybody with good driving skills.
oh let me think. Richard just left. I don't know if you heard about that.
Richard left.
Well, no, he actually didn't leave. He's gone for a month. He's on academic leave, and then he's coming back part time, like 2 days a week.
Richard's in school.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But yeah, I
What the fuck?
forgot. I honestly forgot what he's even studying. Um, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Everybody at Walmart sucks at driving, so I
Hmm.
don't know what you're asking for.
No, no. I mean, like, is there anybody who can like drive bumper to bumper and be like completely comfortable with it?
Bumper to bump, like just regular driving, like
Kind of.
on the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't, I don't hate it like a lot of people do. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know about. I feel like Forland probably does because he drives nice cars, and that would
No,
freak him out.
that's what I'm saying is like Froylan is offering jobs to everybody because he's a supervisor. He has a green light to hire people now,
Oh,
and he was saying that he would really
oh,
like to hire a lot of. He's
yeah.
saying
Well, he
that.
wants to come back. He said. He told me he was gonna come back to Walmart.
He was me and him were talking about it last night,
Okay.
and he was like, I really do want the job at Walmart. He was like, I really do want the team
I
lead
texted him
position.
about it. Yeah, I texted him about it a couple
He
days ago.
said that he's nervous.
About coming back?
No, about applying for that, like the team lead position, because of the
Because
fact
the
that
different dynamic that he's gonna have with us, or
I mean, I feel like maybe that yes, but the thing is, though, is like it's also because of the fact that he hasn't been there. He's
yeah,
hardly there,
yeah.
and he's like, they're already talking about firing me. So if I just waltz in and be like, hey, give me a team lead position, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? No, like you haven't been here the entire time.
I
You
don't know.
know.
I don't think that that's big of an issue at
Yeah.
all. But that he just hasn't been there.
But the thing is, though, is like we're talking about Talanda, and then we're talking about Karat, or whatever the fuck.
Kalot. Yeah.
Kalat. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about Kalat. Like the thing is, though, is like they're a lot more stern, a lot more strict than Chris Warwick and Becky like ever really
I don't think
were.
Kalot is really. He's actually a really like cool guy. I think.
I feel like yeah, more than
Yeah.
likely he is probably cool, like by nature, by
Yeah.
person.
I think he's pretty understanding.
Um, I don't know. Have you heard about Sam? Did Sam already get fired?
From Derry?
Yeah.
Not that I know of. I just saw him a couple days ago.
Oh, okay. Because he was telling me that him and Miss T were like,
They're always getting into it, dude.
yeah.
I don't know why. I mean,
He's saying that she's literally like trying to fire him right now.
yeah, I've heard that before from him. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. Because Miss T is sassy. She is very sassy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she likes Sam because I think Sam backtalks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And not in a, like a, not in more of a prideful way than an actual, like, let's figure this out way.
Mm-hmm.
He's just more of like, you're not going to talk to me like that because I'm Sam and I'm, but I like Sam. I think he's actually a pretty good worker. I don't think he deserves to be fired. I don't know what he did, but I think
Mm-hmm.
the only things I've heard is like productivity, which I don't see that in him. I think he's pretty productive.
Mm-hmm. They say that it's because he takes extended breaks and all that
That's
stuff.
true.
But the thing is he told me that he's recently stopped that.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah, she tried to coach him. I remember because he left the Walmart parking lot on his break, which you're not supposed to do.
wait, you're not supposed to leave the Walmart parking lot?
No, you can't leave the premises because and he got in trouble because he got pulled over on his 15 and he like went, I don't know, I guess he went to get food or something. But
Mm-hmm.
no, you're not supposed to leave the premises at work because you're still on the clock because it's paid 15-minute break and the Walmart is therefore liable for something that happens to you
Mm-hmm.
because you're on the clock. So
Mhm.
that's why you clock out for lunch and everything. But yeah, they're liable for it, so they don't want you going anywhere on your 15-minute break. You got to stay in the parking lot,
Dude,
which
I mean,
doesn't always happen.
yeah. I don't know. That's very. I mean, it's understandable.
I don't
It's
think she's gonna fire
understandable.
him though.
Huh?
I doubt it. I don't think she's gonna fire him.
I mean, the thing is like she keeps like coming up to him saying like, I'm gonna
Like threatening.
yeah, like he says that she's came up and like threatened him before, like saying
Maybe.
like I'm gonna get you fired, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I think she definitely has it out for him for sure, and I feel bad because I have not been under her wrath before, but I don't think it's pretty. Like I don't think it's pretty because
Mhm.
she is very determined, sassy black woman, and she is out to get people.
Cause Sam told me that Big Eric
I
was
actually really like her though. I love her. I think she's great.
Mhm. Sam actually told me that Big Eric was the one who kind of protected him
Yeah,
from
but
her.
he's gone.
Yeah, but
He's gone
he
now.
said that ever since she's been gone, Misty has been completely like on his ass because he said that Big Eric would always tell him he's like, she's not your manager, I am. She can't do anything to you. I have the say so over you. You know, and Sam was like, okay, because he would always, tell Eric like the situation. He's like, I'm being productive. I'm getting my stuff done. You know, like yes, like during my breaks, I come back probably a minute or two late, but I always try to make it back on time.
Mm-hmm.
And that with 15-minute breaks, I will agree. Like half the time, if you really told Sam like I need you back,
Yeah, he'd come back on time.
yeah, he would come back on time.
Yeah.
Because there are times, I would have a lot of problems with Alejandro whenever he would go out.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, I still love Alejandro. I love
It's
Alejandro
like,
to
bro,
death.
15 minutes, I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah,
30
yeah.
minutes. He's like, bro, I'm almost back.
It was always that. It was always that. And I knew, like, whenever all of them would fucking show up, and he'd be like, Franky, bro, 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 listen, you're my guy.
Yeah.
You're my main man. And I'm like, dude, I already fucking know.
He'd be
You're gonna
such a
take like 30
good
minutes.
fucking salesman.
He
He's
would.
so
He
good
would.
at it.
He's very fucking
So
convincing,
convincing.
especially with that bullshit.
Yeah.
He'd be like, okay, I'll be back. 15 minutes.
And he's
15
like another
minutes.
hour. He's like, bro, like I'm stuck in traffic, bro. He's
Yeah,
like, bro.
I'm like, dude, I fucking need you. I'm like,
He's always got an excuse for Eddie. I don't know if it's true or not, but you know, he's fucking convincing.
exactly. I'm like,
Doesn't
how
matter.
the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, I think there was one time where he tried lying to me, and I could tell he was lying to
Yeah, I think you told me about this.
me. Huh?
I think you told me about this for like you called him out or something, didn't you?
No. I called him, and he was with fucking what's his name? Azad.
Yeah, yeah.
Azad. It's been so long since like I've been there.
Yeah.
I really miss everybody.
No, I miss
But
you too.
He was with Azad, and they went all the way out to the fucking avenue over here.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, they
I
went
think
out
so.
to the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
avenue.
On the 15, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And no, wait. No, it was on their lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
It was on their lunch. They went out, and they only had a half-hour lunch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so they went all the way out to the fucking avenue. And no, never mind. It was the hour lunch. Fuck. I'm getting shit mixed up.
Mhm.
Okay. Hour lunch, went to the avenue. He went to go buy a shirt. He went all the way to his house, and then he went to Walmart. And that was the end of his lunch.
Mhm.
And so,
Which is like an hour and a half,
mhm.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally or it's literally hit an hour.
Yeah.
And I call him. I'm like, hey, I need you back. My numbers are locked out. You know, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
He was like, bro. He was like, you're not gonna believe it. I got pulled over. And I was like, you're fucking lying. He was like, no, bro. And he was just like, and then he had fucking Azad
God.
try and sound like the cop.
No way.
Yeah, and then Azad was just like,
Hey.
yeah, Azad like fucking doing the stupidest like fucking cop impersonation. He was just like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? And then fucking Azad himself responding, he was just like, no, sir, I do not. And he was just like, see, bro, we got pulled over. I'm like, dude, I can, yeah. And I told him, I was like, dude, I can clearly fucking tell that's Azad. And then him and Azad start fucking busting out laughing. And then I'm like, dude, hurry the fuck up and get here.
Damn.
And then he was just like, okay, bro, okay, we're coming. We're almost there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, almost there.
Yeah, 30 minutes later, I'm like, dude, where the fuck are you? And then he's just like, okay, we're walking in the doors right
Yeah.
now. And
He's like a terrible drug dealer.
yes.
Because they're like, yo, I'm pulling up. And and then you're waiting like 30 minutes and be like, damn, taking you a while to pull up.
Yeah, dude, no, motherfucker, he like, he would like always like walk in the door. And like, and I don't know how the fuck I did it or how the fuck we did it, but it was always perfect timing. Like right when I was like about to fucking hit my peak of like I am fucking pissed,
Yeah.
you know, he would be walking in the door and I would call him. I'm like, dude, where are you? And then he's just like, I'm in the door. I see you right now, bro. I see you right now. And I'm like looking over the fucking aisles. I'm like, where the fuck is he? You know? And he's like right there, like fucking saying hi to me like over the fucking aisles. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, okay, finally he's here.
Finally get a chance to calm down. I guess you had to go to lunch, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every fucking time. And every time my numbers would, you know.
Yeah. They lock
fucking
you out after 6 hours.
Yeah. But eventually it got to the point to where we came up with a good plan set where if he would go, he would have to go at 6 and come back at 7,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would go at 7, and then I come back at 8, you know? And sometimes we would switch it up. So sometimes I would go at 6 and he would go at 7, you know? And then all that jazz. But majority of the time it would be I would go at 6, he would go at 7. because the fact that he wanted to go later because it made his day go by faster.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time he
I know what he means.
by the time he got back from his lunch, he had to go ahead and take his 15-minute break so that
Mhm.
way he can help me out with tills.
Yeah.
Or he would just chill back there with me after his lunch, and then he would take his 15-minute break, like literally 15 minutes before he had to leave.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Is Alejandro still there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Still in electronics. Yeah, him and Emma. I think Emma's friend Megan is also. I don't think she's in electronics, but she's always hanging out there.
Yeah.
Emma's her friend.
Yeah.
But I think she works like crafts or something.
Yeah. Finally told me about.
Oh yeah, she did. He did.
Yeah.
How
Megan.
does he know about it?
Huh?
How does he know about it?
Because Mike keeps.
Oh, Mike, dude, Mike loves talking about it, cause he thinks. I mean, I don't know if this is true. It might be true, but he thinks he had a say in how it happened, cause he like suggested it, and then Derek's just like, "Huh, maybe I will," and then it's kind of a thing now.
No. Here's the thing, though, is I don't know what the fuck Mike's plan is, but he's like, because you said he did it with Darius and Megan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently he's also doing it with Megan and Froylan too,
No fucking
at
way.
the exact same time. Like talking about Froylan to Megan, while Megan and Darius are doing whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And Froylan said that whenever he came back, like the other day, he said that no, it was like 2 weeks ago. I think he
Okay.
said.
Yeah.
The last time he came back. And he said that when he came back, she was just like staring at him. And he didn't know really like what was the reason why she was staring at him. And he was just like, why the fuck is she staring at me? And then she asked Mike, and he was just like, Mike, like why the fuck is Megan staring at me? Like every time I walk by. He was like, I don't know. I guess every time, if anything, he probably wasn't thinking like, why is she staring at me? But I feel like if anything, it was probably like a coincidental thing. Like every time he would look over, she would be looking
Yeah.
towards his general direction, and he'd be like, "Huh, that's kind of weird." Because you know how paranoid and shit Foylan is, so he
Mhm.
thinks everybody's staring at him.
Yeah.
But, um, but the thing is, though, is he was like, "Mike, like, why is Megan staring at me?" And Mike was like, "Oh, well, I've been telling her, about you, saying that you're a really cool fucking dude, and that she'd probably date you and all that shit." And he was like, um. And so yeah, I guess she put like two and two together and found out that that's you because you haven't been here, and I've been telling her that like you're the only dude who hasn't been here so far. And so Froylan was like, "Oh, you motherfucker."
I don't know why Mike is trying to set a bunch of people up. It's because he got married. He thinks he has the authority now.
Mm-hmm. Was it
I tried to fucking talk to him about like some of that stuff, and he just like wouldn't bite on any of it.
really?
Yeah, about like marriage and stuff like that, and
Why?
like the whole process. I don't know. He just wouldn't. He just like did not care. He was just like, I'm not even different at all. I'm like, it's the same shit. We've lived together for like 3 years. I'm like, bruh.
I mean,
We
I
talked.
don't
We
know.
talked way more about like small talk, like movie stuff. Like, dude, I love that. And he was, yeah.
I
It was
think
fun, but it
Oh.
wasn't what I
you know
wanted out
who
of it.
texted me recently?
Your mama.
Yes,
Okay.
she has actually
My
recently.
mom
texted
actually
me.
just texted me too.
Nice.
Well,
We love our
who?
moms.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Moms, not sponsored.
Not sponsored by moms.
Yeah, definitely not. She would not sponsor this for me.
Yeah.
Emma actually texted me.
In electronics.
Yeah.
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 About
And
what?
the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does
yeah.
she want to? Is she interested or something?
I think so.
She was there yesterday when we were doing the chip challenge. Her and Megan both were. They were
Oh,
like
really?
sitting there. Yes.
Were they
I was
laughing?
crying.
Were they laughing?
Kind of. They were kind of more like, these guys are fucking stupid. Daniel was also there, and I tried to get him to do something with me because me and Daniel are both like super sensitive to spicy stuff.
That motherfucker is
Yeah.
Venezuelan. He is not gonna eat anything
Yeah, he
that's
wouldn't
spicy.
do it.
Yeah, no. You can't convince any.
I also
Venezuelan to eat
slipped up the
anything
other day.
spicy.
I was very tired, and this is my stupid ass brain also very tired. And Daniel was talking about he was watching just a TikTok or something of a guy just like talking in Spanish, and I was just like, oh, I forgot you were like bilingual. Like I didn't know that you. I was like, you speak Venezuelan, right? And he was like, bruh. That's not a language. I was like, oh. He was like, I speak Spanish. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh my gosh. Oh, she texted me. She was like, "Sir, what's y'all's podcast on? And have you guys posted anything on it?" I said we have it
She's
on.
gotta catch up.
I said we have it on Spotify, and yeah, we post it about. We post about once a week, and she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "You want to come on one day?" And she was like, "If Megan can come." And
I
I was
mean,
like,
I don't care.
"Sure, we don't mind." And she was like, "What's it called again?" And I was like, "Wapcast." And I sent her the link to the Spotify.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the picture.
Yeah, I really do like
It's
the
very
picture.
iconic.
Yeah. What was that? Our first episode?
That was
Yeah.
the first one that we posted. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a gut then. I don't like that.
Yeah, you look different. Like
still
you
have a
seriously
gut.
look different. Because I was since you were gone for I
Mhm.
guess 3 weeks, weren't you?
Mhm.
Because it was the one week it was Christmas, and the next week it was the next week it was you were doing other stuff with Carla, and the next
Mhm.
week you had COVID,
Mhm.
and in one of those weeks I guess I was try to edit the one with Cody, the first one that we did, and I was watching it. I was actually super entertained because it was like, what was it, like July or August?
Mhm.
It was a long. It feels like a long time ago when I was watching us, and you look very different, and but it was like actually pretty entertaining.
Really?
Yeah, I was just watching the video with like shitty audio, but I could still understand like what we were talking about. 'Cause I was
Mhm.
trying to edit it because I mean the audio by itself from the microphones is still like garbage because
Mhm.
of like what we were using at the time.
Mhm.
Um, but it was funny. Like it was fun. We were all just like kind of like hanging out. The conversation. I remember like it was weird. I laughed at myself because of how like I was so super like conscious of like what I was saying. Like
Mhm.
Cody had a bunch of green tea over there, and I was just like, Cody, hide it. Like we don't want them to think that we're sponsors. I was like, hide that shit.
Yeah.
And now I just like don't give a fuck like
Yeah.
at all.
We've got like
Yeah,
fucking
I don't
Gatorades
care.
everywhere and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. Still not
But like
sponsored though.
everything, yeah, not a sponsor. But like everything that that I would say or like people would say, if it was like could possibly be interpreted in
Mhm.
like maybe a sponsorship way, I'd be like, no, we're not. Like
Yeah.
nothing. And I was like actually serious about it. I was like, I
Mhm.
was like, I'm scared.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah,
That shit was so fucking hilarious.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I was so worried about.
Cody made a pedophile joke in there.
Yes, I was so fucking that I'm still worried about. Like
I'd still
jokes like
post it.
that.
I don't care.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
Yeah. If I ever get
we
to it.
we said more fucked up things on the podcast. But I mean, I don't know. Like that shit was like I don't know. Cody scares me sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. He scares me too. I like
Yeah.
the. I was actually probably just sitting there watching it for a good like 20 minutes,
Mhm.
and I got to the point where I don't know, Caleb opened the door and he was like, "Hey, I think it was you. Yeah, you and Cody were both parked behind him, so you guys had
Mhm.
to get out and move your cars." And I just left it rolling, and then
Uh-huh.
it was just me and Darius talking about like weed stuff,
Yeah.
and then we both walk out and we're just like, I can actually crazily, I can still hear us in there, and I can understand what we're saying through that
Mhm.
microphone and that camera, but the room is just empty and it's just like sitting there, and then we all just like somewhat come back in and just start like talking again. It's pretty fun. Also,
Yeah.
it was weird a little bit because I had this experience with the last episode too. But Darius walked in here first, and it was
Mhm.
weird because I was watching the video with just him in the video. So he
Mhm.
thinks he's alone, but he's actually not because I'm rewatching this.
Mhm.
And the same thing happened when I was editing the one from Sunday because at one point I walked out because I had to pee. I peed like 4 times in that episode, dude. I peed a lot.
Mhm.
And it was just Josh and Natalie, and I was just sitting there watching. I was like, this is weird, because I
Yeah.
wasn't there for that, but now I'm like watching it. It's
Yeah.
fucking weird. But I was so different back then. Like
Yeah.
as a, I don't know. I think I've just gotten better at
Mhm.
podcasting. I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think you definitely have too.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
For
thank
sure.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very 'cause like before I was very anxious about like, how to present myself in a way because I'm just like, "Oh, this is going to be public and all that shit." And it's like now I've gotten to the point like I think the hardest part was like realizing how like non-mainstream we were going to end up being
Mhm.
at the beginning. And so like definitely at first I probably should have taken a step back and realized like, we're not big right now. So
I was
it's
so worried about people seeing it.
yeah, I was so worried too. But then like I mean, people still see it, but at this point like we don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't care.
It's
You know?
essentially no one.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is I was like we're not saying anybody who watches this is a nobody,
No, I am. You
Oh.
guys are losers, and you should spend your time doing something better because this shit sucks.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, it
But
definitely
thank
does
you.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you. Thank you for watching like all this sucky shit. Yeah. But I mean, like, but it's people we know now. But the thing is, it was like, it's people we know, but people we're cool with. You know, people who know like us, like personally.
Hmm.
You know, or people who know like our sense of humor, or people who know of our sense of humor, or shit like that. Um, and it's like it doesn't really affect me in a negative way because I'm just like, dude, like I don't like as long as you like watch it, even if you give me negative feedback, I will comment on it
Hmm.
and let you know like either one, my apologies for offending you in any type of way, or letting you know that you know it is a personal opinion, and again, sorry if I offended you in some way,
Hmm.
but that's just how I personally feel.
Yeah, it really just it inspires me to be like as genuine as I can be while
Mm-hmm.
I'm on this, and it also uh, makes me want to like I put almost all of my like brain into this too. Like when I'm talking, because I want to be like specific, and I want to like get somewhere with it. Whether it's someone else gets somewhere with what I'm saying, and I want to get
Mm-hmm.
somewhere with it, like my own self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I forgot where I was going with that. Um, but I don't. Yeah, I just try to be like very genuine. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I guess like
Mm-hmm.
because which is I think it's somewhat surprising because I always had a fear of cameras, like when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
especially in high school because it was so common.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would hate it when someone would like start the video of me because I'd be like, oh shit, like I had all this pressure on me. I was like, what do I do? Because like you're supposed to be like I don't know funny, I guess, when someone's like video like oh my god look what he's doing, and I'm just like
Yeah.
it like freaks me out like
Yeah.
every time. It always has. But this is different. I just don't. I would see the camera on like someone's phone or whatever to like a portal to like literally the entire fucking world. I was like, everyone's gonna see this.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's different because like literally like nobody's watching this. Like fuck
Yeah.
you, no one's watching this, and it
Oh
doesn't
my
it doesn't
god.
bother me. It
Yeah.
doesn't. I mean, sometimes it does like thinking about it, but not really. Like it's mostly just myself
Yeah.
getting to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely understand that. Because I mean that was like the same thing. Like whenever I would hang out. Well, the thing is, I was like I always hung out with like people who did have like a bit of a higher like social media like
Yeah, I hung out with some of those
expansion.
people too, and it was weird.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was like I didn't. So I
Yeah.
kind of like me just hanging around them made me feel like, oh, okay, like if I post anything, all these people are gonna see it, you know. But the truth is like they're paying attention to them, not me. Like everybody's gonna pay attention to that guy, not me, because that guy is the one with the big follower base.
Hmm.
I am not. You know, I'm the one who
But if you get
follows.
featured on them, it's just like, oh shit, like
Yeah, everybody's just like, oh shit, who's that? You know?
especially in high school, because like the whole social aspect is just like there's so much of like I know this person who knows this person who knows this person who knows this person. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's like the rule of like five or whatever it's called. It's just like whatever this person's putting online, like especially in high school, was everybody was on Snapchat. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot, like everyone's gonna see it,
Yeah.
and it's a scary thought. People that you don't know that maybe that's like their first impression of you ever, and
Mm-hmm.
you're just gonna be like embarrassing yourself. It's yeah, I didn't like it. It always scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. The main impression a lot of people got of me, and a lot of people like truly know me from, is from my middle school years. Oh well, everybody whenever I was in high school. They mostly knew me from Parker.
Mm.
And that is not something that is not something I feel good about.
Mm-hmm.
Back then I did, because I
Yeah,
mean
yeah, because Parker was pretty popular.
he
I mean, he
was.
was when I went to school with him.
Yeah, me too. But the thing is, I was like, um, Parker was popular and everything, and um, I
He
was
was very
just
witty. That's what he was good at. He was
yeah.
super witty, but he was borderline bullyish in the witty way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that was the thing though, is like Parker was popular because he can make certain scenarios happen based on either your stupidity,
Mm-hmm.
which would then in turn embarrass you in front of everybody.
That was his whole thing. He loved embarrassing people.
Yeah. Or it was due to your like harm, you know. Like there was one video that everybody fucking loved. I don't know if you knew Joey. I don't think you know
I don't
Joey.
remember. Maybe, maybe not.
He went to my high school. He ended up going to my high school, but he knew Parker from like middle school. But the thing is, it was like um, Joey Kerrigan. I think that was his
I
name.
recognize the name. I don't remember what
hmm
he looked like though.
Um, Joey used to hang out with Parker and everything, and Parker, fucking would literally just beat the fuck out of Joey.
Like
You know,
physically?
not like I mean, kind of
Like
physically, but
okay.
not like legitimately like beat him the fuck up, but like he would prank him by like hurting him,
Mm.
and everybody
Yeah.
thought that was funny. There was like one video where he said that he was going to punch the skateboard, and he said that he had Joey hold the skateboard, and Joey was holding the skateboard like this, and fucking Parker was wearing a tutu in that video. I don't know like what was going on that day, but Parker was wearing a tutu. Joey was holding the skateboard like this, and Parker's like standing in front of it, and he's like, and then it goes in slow motion, and he just fucking kicks Joey in the balls because
Oh my
Joey's like
God.
legs were like
Poor
wide
guy.
open, holding the board like this,
Yeah.
and he just fucking rams his like foot inside of his balls, and fucking Joey like immediately starts like falling down, and like that was the end of the video. But like,
Yeah. You don't see the rest of it
yeah,
where he's like
where
on the ground crying and Parker's
yeah,
like, uh oh.
yeah. But the thing is, I was like Parker, and it was in slow mo too. And Parker showed that shit to everybody, and everybody fucking laughed their ass off. And like again, it made Parker's popularity go up, and Joey's popularity go up also. But because Joey was now known
But now
as
he's
the
the guy
guy,
you can like fuck with.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's now known as the guy who
Yeah.
got kicked in the fucking nuts, and you can probably kick him in the nuts too.
Yeah, I think you can go viral off it.
Yeah. I myself ended up becoming very similar to Parker in middle school. I don't want to say like similar as in like, oh, I know Parker, I am him. No. The thing is, I was like, I kind of adopted a lot of his like, negative attributes because I kind of praised him in that sense of way,
Mm-hmm.
because uh I didn't really have a lot of friends. You guys are like truly my main friends in my life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've grown and seen things from a wider perspective,
Yeah.
I can actually look at you guys and call you guys friends. If I were to look back at those moments, I can't call them friends. Parker was a cool dude, don't get me wrong. And me and him would hang out a lot. But was he a true friend? No. Not to me personally, you know.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, you can do that like with friends, but I don't think he ever had any of the support that like a friend gives, like ever. Like he just totally dismissed that side of himself, and he was just more of like the I'm a funny guy. People like me because I'm funny. I get to make fun of people, and I'm good at it. He was good at it,
mhm.
and he got a lot of praise for that. So we never really. I don't think. I mean, maybe he's changed now, but from my eyes, he never developed that like supportive side of people
Mm.
like ever. But it could have been behind closed doors, and I never saw it. I have no idea.
I mean, I ended up like I said, I ended up getting like some of those negative attributes. And so like there was one guy, Hunter Nolan. Um he was always pretty cool. Um there are moments where he kind of made me upset because not all in all was he 100% with me. He would try and do things behind my back that I truly did not like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where my negative side of Parker kind of always stuck around whenever it came to Hunter, because I kind of bullied over him,
Yeah.
where he would try to do something like negative or something sneaky, and I would kind of bully him into telling me like what he do, and I would tell him like, if you do it again, I will literally like beat the fuck out of you.
Mhm.
You know. And like, I would always tell him that somewhat behind closed doors. You know, I would tell him that where nobody else hears it, but
Mhm.
it was a threat. It was a
Yeah, yeah.
legitimate threat, you know? And the thing is, I was like, I can kind of see like why I was a bit more deserving of it, of a lot of the sneaky shit that he did to me,
Mhm.
because in middle school, around the same time, um, I met Parker, all that shit,
Mhm.
and I would kick fucking Hunter in the nuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would kick dude in the fucking balls any
Okay.
chance I got. And he never dared kick me in the balls, or I would literally beat the fuck out of him,
Mhm.
you know? Or not beat the fuck out of him, but I would probably give him like a punch or
Mhm.
some shit, and he would just like be like, "Oh, that fucking hurt." And I'm just
Mhm.
like, "Fucking eat it, bitch."
Yeah.
Don't kick me in the balls.
Exactly.
But I mean, that was the thing though, is like I was very one-sided about the situation because I found it funny when Parker did it to somebody else. So I was like, "Oh, okay, well it's probably going to be funny if I did it." And people did laugh. People thought it was funny,
Mhm.
And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And so I would do it, to Hunter more and more and more, and people always found it amusing. Nobody told me to stop
Mhm.
except for Hunter, and I
Yeah.
didn't listen to Hunter,
Yeah.
you know. And that I feel bad about.
Yeah.
Um,
That's good.
yeah, that I've came closure with Hunter's part of my life.
Mhm.
You know, I don't talk to the guy at all. All in all, like, and no offense to Hunter if he sees this, he looks like he's a fuckboy now, but
Oh, really?
I mean, congrats to him.
I wonder if
You
his
know,
balls still work.
hopefully. I mean, I did kick them a lot, but
Mhm.
I do remember asking him in high school if his balls work, and I think he said yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he said he did nut, but whether the nut was fertile or not, I'm not too
Or
sure.
just red,
Yeah, probably.
blood soaked.
He thinks it's normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, if Hunter listens to this, I mean, that's the thing though. Is like I say shit like this, you know, kind of still connecting to me, like at the beginning of the podcast and everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
thinking that everybody's gonna see this. But I mean, I feel like eventually it will make its way, to
Mhm.
the people, but not right now. But
Yeah.
yes, again, if Hunter does see this, sorry for kicking you the balls so many times. I left a bruise on his neck. I think it's gone now, but
Probably.
I left a bruise on his neck because I put him in a chokehold, and it kind of like my arm kind of like pinched right here of his neck,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
it left like a bruise throughout high school.
Mhm. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was in middle school when I did it. Um, he
It's weird, like coming to terms with that stuff, especially like you said when you don't have that, like, uh,
yeah, I don't want to put the
when you
I
don't know
don't
them anymore.
yeah I don't want to put the blame on Parker, you know,
Yeah, of course not.
because it was definitely me. It was definitely me. I did it. But the thing is, it was like, I will admit, it was me trying to get recognition not just from Parker, but also from everybody else.
Mhm.
I was in a state of mind where I wanted approval. I wanted recognition from everybody. And, it didn't matter to me how I got it, you know. And then it's not forgivable, what I did or how I acted. But, I mean, I was a child, you know. Things go one way or they can go the other, and I decided to go the other. And so yeah, I mean, what was that?
Yeah, it's just it's I guess it's painful sometimes because you think about it, um, how you acted around that time, and that's how people saw you because that's who you were, and it's just like you're not really that way anymore. But like nobody else knows that.
Mm-hmm.
They just think you're the same person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen this on Twitter, kind of like as a meme, like um, it's like I don't know how you can meet people, but you'll still assume that they're like the same person they were in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, because that's just the only time that you knew them. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think that was, it still is sometimes. It's hard to like deal with
Mm-hmm.
because there's been a lot of different parts of my life that I was like, it's not good. Like at all, and I was really like cruel to some people, uh and that's like that's how I'll be remembered, like
Mhm.
by those people.
Mhm.
Um, and that really sucks, and it sucks to think about, but a large a large part of that forgiveness can like only happen inwardly because you're not gonna like reach out to that person and go like, hey, like, I'm sorry. Like,
Mhm.
that's, I mean, some people do that, and I don't think I've done that before, but
It's not healthy, and
yeah,
it
sometimes
doesn't work.
sometimes it can literally just be for yourself when you're not even thinking about
The
what
others.
the other guy was doing. Oh, hey, Salem. Yeah.
Why? Oh.
Jinx. But yeah, there's actually a song I really like that has to do with it. It's called Little Habits by PD.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's all about he goes like, "Can we talk about all the time we spent together? We made all our biggest mistakes and we made each other better." Let me look up the lyrics because I really like this song. Um, it made me think a lot about my grandma too. Sometimes when I was listening to it. I need to check lyrics. Um, oh yeah, it's like, I swear there's a point to this, that life goes on and I still miss you. Kind of just talking about how, like, I mean, it just says it itself. Like, life continues to move, but like, you left that person behind, or they left you behind. Um, oh yeah, and now a random person gets the best version of you, and I can't breathe.
Mhm.
That's a weird thought.
Mhm. Yeah. Wait, so he's going through the eyes of the person who's been wronged, I guess,
Yeah, yeah, pretty
and
much.
and he's like watching as you become like a better person, but not for you. It's for somebody
Exactly.
else.
Yeah,
Mm.
which is definitely a super selfish idea, but everyone has that idea. Everyone's had it before.
What?
Like
Like,
the idea
how
that,
could you not be this way,
like,
like with me?
especially when it comes to like, yeah, relationships that like you break up and that person like starts succeeding, you're like, oh, I fucking hate that you're like doing well now because I'm gone. And it's
Mm,
like,
I understand
and a
that.
lot of, it's true because there's a high probability that they're doing better because they're not with you anymore,
Mhm.
and that sucks.
Mhm. Yeah, I completely understand that. Cause I mean, I don't know. I don't like bringing up my past relationship over and over again,
Hmm.
even though I do it a
I
lot.
mean, I just think it's definitely on your mind a lot.
The
A lot
thing
of
is, I
people
was like,
mind it.
it's the only experience that I have. It's
Yeah.
like whether it be relationship experience, whether it be friendship experience, whether it be like anything, because she was just there in my life all the time. You
Hmm.
know, there was no like there was no moment where I can go without like I can go somewhere without her being like 5 feet from me, you know. I mean, not literally, but like metaphorically. I couldn't go anywhere without her like right there,
Hmm.
or on my phone constantly texting me. And um, I mean, it was just her. It was just her necessity of always making sure that I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gone. All that stuff, which again is somewhat understandable, but not forgivable. Whereas in my case, the same thing with Hunter. It's understandable on a mentality reason, but it's not forgivable. You know, and but yeah, no, I mean that's the thing though. Is like it's the reason why I always say it, like bring her up, is because I never experienced anything like without her there.
Yeah,
You
exactly. That's
know.
kind of all you knew at the time.
Hmm. Um. And yeah, I mean, like that was the thing. She was controlling of my relationships like with my friends, you
Hmm.
know, and that's why I always say like um, I was talking to this one girl, or I was talking to this other girl, or I was talking to this one girl. It's because during those moments where she felt like she wanted to break up and all that stuff,
Yeah, you still weren't allowed to like.
I wasn't allowed to date
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah.
You know, that's why I always left everything on talking terms with any girl that I met or any girl that showed interest in me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I would flirt here and there, yes, but um, in my subconscious, it was always my main goal to always return back. You know, because I knew that eventually it was gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I feel like
you know,
whenever I see a relationship getting very possessive in that sense, I'm just
hmm
I don't. I kind of had that with one of my girlfriends, but we didn't date very long, so it didn't.
hmm
But I mean, I think if we kept dating, it would have definitely progressed into like super unhealthy. Like you can't talk to this girl. Like very
hmm
precise. Like you can only say 5 words to her a day. Type shit. Like not.
hmm
It's an exaggeration, but like you know what I mean. It's like very specific. Like people that you can hang out with. Mostly people that like she knows, or like that only you know, or that, I mean that both of you know. But yeah, there's a lot of relationships that I don't. They just become that way, and then people don't do anything about it. It's
hmm
just like, oh, okay, and then they'll like complain about it to like somebody else. Like my girlfriend says I can't do this or that, and I mean they're still together, but it's just weird, and it's I don't know. I hope that I'm never I hope that I'm always able to speak up if something like that ever happened with like my significant other. If
hmm
she started doing something like that.
hmm I really wish I did.
Yeah.
And there were times when I tried, but I mean, I was always shut down. And you know, I know that if that ever happens with Carla, I will definitely speak out against her.
Mhm.
And I've told her that. I was like, please don't try and do the same thing that she did.
Yeah.
You know, because if you do, I will definitely speak out against you.
Yeah. I
And
mean, if
I
you learned, at least you got something out of it.
yeah. But where were we on the topic of? Oh, fuck.
Toxic femininity. No,
Huh?
I'm just kidding. I said toxic femininity.
Oh yeah,
It's like a woke
definitely.
term, I guess, that some
Hmm.
people would call it. Toxic masculinity or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
What were we talking about? Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm getting tired.
Okay.
This is the time I usually go to bed. Yeah.
Um, do you want to talk about camping real quick? Because I want to just like tell you what like the
What happened
story.
on your camping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a.
Dude, I definitely want to
It
hear
was
about
really
that.
fun.
How do white people camp? Like,
Um,
because
I'll tell you how I did it.
I've never been camping.
Like even with your family.
No,
No.
no. The only time I can really say like something about camping is there was a kid who like lived down the street from me, and he had like a tent,
Like in
and
his backyard.
yeah, in his
Yeah, yeah. I
backyard,
did that a couple times.
and he was like, "Hey, do you want to like spend the night in my house?" And like I had just met him that day, and I was like, I made new friends. They want me to spend the night at their house." And my parents were like,
What the
"Oh,
fuck? You're weird.
yeah."
Yeah.
My parents were like, "What the fuck? No." And I was like, "Please, they seem pretty cool." And they were like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And like we slept in a tent outside
Mm-hmm.
at their house.
But how was it? How was
Mm.
that?
It was pretty
Was
fun.
it nice
Well,
outside at least?
it was dark.
Yeah. Well,
It,
yeah, but I
it,
mean, was it like the weather,
um, it
like
was
temperature?
okay. Yeah, it was okay. I will say though, I did felt very unsettled because it was a new location. I didn't know anything about it,
And you're
and
outside.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been
Like you can't even
outside
be
at night.
safe at all because you can't like walk into their house because you don't know their house.
Yeah,
So that's a weird feeling.
yeah, but and then the next fucking day they show me llamas with hats. You ever seen that
Oh
series?
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I just rewatched it like a couple weeks.
they
couple weeks ago.
specifically show me the fucking episode where no, they actually showed me all the episodes.
There's
And
like 12 now. There's 11, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they showed me the one where the fucking llama cuts off everybody's face.
Yeah, and they're
And
like
like
flying.
yeah, and they're
Yeah.
flying and shit, and I'm like, dude, that is fucking horrendous. I was like 6
Oh
when I
wow.
seen that.
I was like 9 or 10. I was still very young.
Yeah. And like like they fucking showed me that shit, and they were like, "Have you heard of salad fingers?" I'm like,
Oh
"No, I'm not. I'm
no.
not watching like
Yeah.
another one."
Salad fingers isn't like that. It's just. Well, actually, I don't remember if there was like any gore. I just remember it was super unsettling. Like
It was.
is it just unsettling at the whole time? Like.
It's unsettling, but there's like a little bit of gore. They
Okay.
made more
Yeah, yeah. I
episodes like
thought so.
later on.
Like I know he's got a bunch of shit like on his walls and stuff that's like weird.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He ends up. I think there's like one person who's like still alive or some shit. and he fucking killed him or something, and
Mhm.
like cut him into pieces, and then
Yeah,
he
that
made
sounds familiar.
like a meat puppet or some shit. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
that's gross.
Yeah, and then he had like all of his little puppets and all that. Oh, I
Creepy
loved
as
his
fuck.
voice though. I
Yeah.
loved his voice. His
His
voice was
voice is
so
pretty
fucking
iconic.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
fucking
but
loved his
yeah,
voice.
I I was supposed to go
Mm.
to Florida to interview Grandpa.
Uh huh.
Remember?
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. We ended up. I think we're gonna try and do it over the summer.
Uh huh.
Um, we had to postpone it because he was getting nervous about COVID, which was rightfully so because we canceled it probably a week before,
Mhm.
maybe a little after that, and like I would say like the day I was gonna be there was like one of the biggest case spikes in like
Mhm.
over in like a year. It's been a long time since we've seen something like that. So thankfully, yeah, he canceled it, and then I decided like I had the days off. I was like, and it, even though it was right after Christmas, it was 60 degrees outside, and it wasn't supposed to like pour rain, even though it
Mhm.
kind of did like the
Mhm.
whole time. Um, but so I decided I was like, I'm just gonna camp for a couple days. So I drove up to Lebanon, and I started looking around. I'd say about 3 o'clock, and the sun was gonna set at 4:30.
Mm.
So I didn't have a super big window. But all I was looking for was I wanted to find a spot where I could park my car that was next to some woods that I could go into. And I had all my stuff with me and everything.
Mm.
Or almost all my stuff. I
And you
forgot
did
a
it all
couple
by
things.
yourself.
Yeah, I did it all by myself.
What,
So what
dude?
ended up happening was
I couldn't.
it was about 3:30, and I found an ice cream shop
Mhm.
that and there was a bunch of woods behind it. But
Was it
so
abandoned?
no,
Oh,
it was.
okay.
I actually tried to knock on the window and ask if but they were closed because of Christmas.
Mhm.
But I wanted to like knock on the door and go like, hey, is it okay if I like leave my car here for a couple days? I ended up calling them like the next day, and
Mhm.
they were like, yeah, it's fine.
Mhm.
Um, but so yeah, I grabbed most of my stuff. It was still like it was still light out, so they could see. I was next to like a highway, like a
Mhm.
but a rural highway, so it's just like one way. It's like 50 miles an hour, so there was a good amount of cars, but and I was trespassing. So I was walking across this guy's big ass field because I'm in farm country.
Yeah.
So I'm avoiding these manure pits all the
Wow.
way. So I walk over this field and I have to climb over some barbed wire, and then there's the train tracks.
Mhm.
So I walk a little bit along the train tracks, then I go through another field, someone else's field, and then I walk over this creek, which is where the woods were, and I found a little nice spot that I could like set my tent up. And I was just winging it. Like I found the spot with my car. I got out. I started walking. I was like, this spot's pretty good, and it's good enough because I need to set up before the sun sets. Because every time I go camping with people, especially my family, we're always fucked up because we don't find the spot or get to the spot until it's like dark, and we have to set it up with our flashlight, and it fucking sucks. And I was like, I'm
Mm.
not doing that. So I didn't have to do that. I set everything up, and it was light out, and I think I took 3 trips to my car because I don't know. I brought a cooler of food. I brought some water, like some gallon water, some distilled for the fire, and then some purified to like drink.
Mhm.
Um, and so yeah, I set up camp. And then I made dinner. I made
Mhm.
some hibachi. I bought steak from Walmart. Like
Nice.
yeah, and I
Nice.
like cooked the steak, and I put it in my little bowl, and then
Mhm.
or plate. It was like a deep dish plate, so it had like a little side on it.
Mhm.
And then I brought yum sauce from here. Oh no, yeah, no, I had just bought it like a couple of days ago, and I bought some fried rice. Even though I definitely cooked the steak way too long, like both times that I made it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I like cooked it over the fire with like a skillet. It's pretty
Nice.
cool. Yeah, I never done that before. And then I had to wash out the skillet every time I cooked something, whether it was eggs or the steak or whatever. I had to wash it. There
Mhm.
was a creek right next to me, and I had
Mhm.
like washed it in the creek. I had some microfiber like towels that I would like use to wipe it. Um, and that was day one. It started to rain around I would say 7 o'clock that day.
Mhm.
And I had most tents have a I don't know what it's called, but it's like a it's a thing that goes over your tent that gets the rain to just go alongside the tent, not inside.
Mhm.
And if I didn't have one of those, I would be completely fucked because it was raining a lot, but it was raining very like lightly.
Mhm.
Um, and let's see, I went to sleep uh for I don't know a few hours. I slept about like 6 7 hours every night. I took like a nap every day, which includes like the 6 7 hours. And then let's see, the next day, I it was the only full day that I had while I was there. I went on a walk for like 4 hours, which there honestly wasn't a whole lot of places to walk around because of I was surrounded by houses,
Mhm.
but every house had a fuck ton of land because of where I was at. So
Mhm.
I could hide myself in the forest, essentially. And
Mhm.
I spent like half the time sitting on this guy had like a hunter's perch, which is just like it's like a metal ladder that goes up a tree. It's like alongside a tree, and then you just sit in like a thing up there. And I sat up there for a good like hour and a half, just like I don't know,
Looking around.
looked around, thought about life. I think I went to sleep for like 10 minutes maybe. Just it was
Mm.
very nice up there.
Mhm.
Um,
It just shows up trying to hunt.
yeah,
You're just like, fuck you
it had
do.
not been used in forever. It was clear. It was rusted as fuck.
Really?
Yeah, but it was
Wow.
super. It felt very stable, even though it was very windy.
Mhm.
So a lot of times I'd feel it moving.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm fine. And then let's see, I went back to my campsite. Um, I have a backpack that the one that I brought. It's the one I was supposed to bring to Iceland, and it's like a travel
Mhm.
backpack, so it's got a bunch of space in it. It's made to fit like a fuck ton of stuff. So thankfully, I
Mhm.
had that.
Yeah.
Um, I made some subs because I bought some sliced chicken breast and some
Mhm.
cheese and some bread, and I brought my own mayonnaise because
Mhm.
I like mayonnaise on my subs. What can I say? Um,
I'm a mayonnaise type of guy.
yeah. So uh, it started to rain a little bit, and then it was still bright. It was still light out though, but it started to rain a little bit. So I made a sub in my tent, and then I was just reading a little bit, and then it was only 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., and
Mm.
I went to sleep. Like I took a nap. That
Wow.
never happens. Like
Mhm.
like the night before I took a nap at like I think it was like 7:30, but still even that, like
Mhm.
I take naps at work, I guess, like on my lunches, but I don't wake up until on my off days. It's hard for me to get out of bed before like 3 or 4.
Mhm.
Um and then once the rain died down after like I don't know, 6, I took like a nap for like an hour, 2 hours. And I woke up and I cooked the rest of the steak cuz I really only brought I brought for food wise, I brought granola. I brought remember those peaches that were sitting in here for forever? I brought
Mhm.
those 2 last peaches.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And they weren't expired?
No, they didn't expire until like 3 weeks later. So they're
Wow.
still good. I
Hmm.
brought those. I bought some raisins actually because I was going to make oatmeal, but I forgot my oatmeal hot water cooker, so
Mhm.
I couldn't even make that. But I did snack on those raisins like to hell and back. They were so
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
I got like the 6 pack, and
Mhm.
those really helped me.
I used to like raisins. I got worn out of raisins
Really,
because
I never have them.
my
I just bought them for the oatmeal.
yeah, my family used to buy a bunch of fucking like raisins, like the what was it, the one with the lady on it with the red
Sun-made,
bunny? Yeah,
yeah, Sun-made.
they would buy like a bunch of like the little Sun-made boxes,
Yeah.
and I would like eat those like every fucking day, and it got to the point where like I would start eating them just like because they're dried out,
Mhm.
um, and so I would eat them, and I'm like, I don't like this no more, because it would all just become like mush,
Yeah, yeah,
and I didn't like it no
yeah,
more. And they were
yeah.
salted, and I was like,
Mhm. A little. They were just
uh,
really nice for me to snack on because everything
mhm,
else, it was just the peaches, the granola, and the raisins were the only thing I had that I couldn't like. That didn't have to cook except for like the sub stuff, I guess. Because
mhm,
I mean, I guess you could snack on that, but I don't like to do that. But
yeah.
they were like nice things to snack on.
I mean, the thing is, I was like, I like raisins. I really do. They're good.
You're trying to redeem yourself because you just shit on raisins for like
No, no,
30
no,
seconds.
no. The thing is, I was like, I ruined them for myself.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I shit on
You like
raisins, but
grapes though?
huh?
You like grapes?
Yeah, they're dried up grapes.
Yeah, but do you like? I mean, really regular.
Yeah, yeah.
What's it called? Juicy grapes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Undried
Yeah,
grapes.
undried. The process has been reversed.
Yeah. You inject like
Hydrated grapes.
yeah, you hydrate.
Yeah.
Could that fucking be
I
possible?
don't think so.
Imagine, dude.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe if the grape already before you unhydrate it and then rehydrate it was already like fake as fuck, maybe,
Mhm.
but I don't think so.
Oh no, maybe. I feel like you can rehydrate a raisin, right? You leave it in water?
I don't know. I doubt it.
I
I
don't
feel like there's
know.
like specific like juices that you need
True.
because all the
True.
juice is gone. Maybe
Yeah.
if you infused it with like regular like grape juice, maybe that could work.
Maybe
Yeah, maybe.
concentrated.
Yeah,
grape
concentrated
juice.
grape juice. I don't fucking know. Be
Mm-hmm.
a juicy grape right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Are you
made.
okay? Are you white grape or
I like red grapes. I mean, I like both, but I like red grapes more. I think.
you like red
But I
grapes
do
more?
like. Wait,
They're very sweet.
white
Red
grapes are the
grapes.
green ones, right?
No. What?
What are the
Red
green
grapes
ones?
are the red
No, but
ones.
I'm thinking of what are the green ones? Are
The
those
white
just
ones.
what?
Well, they're called white grapes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
okay, yeah,
because
yeah,
when you peel
yeah.
the skin off of a
Mhm.
green grape,
Yeah, no,
it's white.
I like them both. I think I'm more of a red grape guy, but I do really like a white grape. Like every now and then, it's like a
Mhm.
nice surprise. I
It's
think.
very sour.
Yeah,
Very
I don't
sour.
mind it though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like it. I
yeah,
like no, like I like the hint of sour
yeah,
of green grapes
yeah.
or white grapes, either one.
I think that's where sour apple. Wait, that
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense. But
yeah,
it tastes similar,
yeah.
like sour apple
The green
lollipops and
apples
stuff.
are the Granny Smith, right?
Yeah, the Granny
Yeah.
Smiths.
Mm,
Fuck those.
yeah.
All right.
You don't like
I don't really
fucking
like apples that
you
much.
don't like grannies?
I just don't like apples that much.
What? Oh, I like the
I like
Honey
apple
Crisp,
slices. Yeah, those are pretty good.
the Honey Crisp
But
ones.
they really dry my mouth out when I eat them.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like they
I don't like the mushy ones.
Well, yeah, who would like that?
Fuck that.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no, like the ones that like are perfectly like not perfectly, the ones that are completely soft. Like,
like a
like
plum.
they're no. The apples, the ones that are like, ripe.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're
Okay.
good for eating, but they're like soft on the inside. They're
I think those are
softer
crab
texture.
apples. Maybe,
I think so.
yeah. I
I
might be
fucking
wrong.
hate those.
Yeah, those are not very good.
I like the nice crisp ones because like they always make me feel like um you know how like every time like a character like in a movie or in a cartoon show like
Does some
eats an
good work
apple.
like outside and stuff.
Yeah, they're like ah.
He like sits down like in his chair like in the sunlight, just like
Yeah, like
yeah.
and you get
I'd
like
had a
that
good day's
nice
work.
yeah, that nice
Yeah.
crisp like crunch or
Yeah, yeah,
like I don't know, it kind of sounds like a peel like
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I fucking love that. And it's just so satisfying for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I like to take the big bites too and then like I just like
Oh, then you
pop.
break it apart.
Yeah, like no, like where like I eat it, like I take like a big bite and like a big chunk of apple just comes off and then I
Mm.
just eat it. I'm just like,
Yeah, it's pretty
this is
nice.
fucking nice.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
want some apples now, or maybe a pear or something.
Me
I haven't had a
too.
pear in a while.
I like plums.
Plums are good too. Haven't had a plum
Plums.
in a while.
Oh, plums are so fucking juicy, dude.
Yeah.
Plums are so juicy.
dude.
Dude, I don't know why so many people compare like a peach to an ass.
Well, just the emoji, really.
I
Yeah.
I more so compare a plum to an ass. Me
Like
personally.
texture-wise.
In terms of like thought process, because like when you look at like a fat ass, you think what's one thing that a lot of guys say like when they see a fat ass? They're just like
Damn.
that like I don't know, like a lot of guys is like, damn, that's like one fat
Juicy.
yeah
I don't
one
know.
fat juicy ass.
Yeah, peaches aren't that juicy.
Yeah, peaches aren't that juicy, but a plum on the other hand,
They're also fuzzy.
yeah, like who wants a fuzzy butt? Nobody wants a fuzzy
Some
butt.
people, animals.
Well, some people, yeah. Looking at the corgi.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen corgis? They're like known as like the dogs like with the
I've seen
fattest
a,
ass.
really? Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
that part, but I've seen a corgi before.
No, it's like have you like seen people like record corgis like from the back and like literally
No.
they're like their fucking like stumped legs cause like their thighs and their ass to kind of like combine and like all that meat muscle like just looks like an ass. And so
Mhm.
like when they're walking it's just like I'm like why you gotta record your dog like that?
Yeah, it's kind of sus.
Yeah.
It's a little sus.
Make me go to a dark place on the internet.
Dude, I have to pee so bad, but I will be right back because I want to finish my story.
Okay. We're not gonna talk about the bestiality thing that I just mentioned. Oh snap! There's a cat. It's Reese. She's trying to get in. And she just got in. Reese. Reese. So, um, I would ask how you guys have been, but I know you're not gonna respond. So, yeah. What's up? Oh, if any of you guys have me on Instagram, I don't know if you guys do. Uh, oh, we do have an Instagram page. Uh, let me see. Let me tell you guys. Hopefully, Jason will put it in the link. Oh, never mind. I was gonna tell him about our Instagram page.
Oh.
I don't
The
know if like
Walkcast?
do you put it in the description?
Put what?
The link
Yeah.
to the
Yeah, I have the
Instagram?
YouTube link and I think the Spotify one in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know how links work on Instagram. Like I don't know if you can like click on it or what.
Oh, you have it on the YouTube?
I have the YouTube link in there for sure. I have them both.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
I just
freaking
don't know
weird.
if you can click on both. Because I remember there's an option to put like a website in, and I don't know. I think I put the YouTube for that one, and I think I put the Spotify. Oh no, I guess I just put the YouTube in there.
Oh yeah, the YouTube's on here.
Yeah, just the YouTube. But you can actually click on that one.
Yeah. No, but
Look,
was it? Do you have like the Instagram on the YouTube though?
like tag it, like when I post it. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I could do that though. I should. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I'll
yeah.
give it a tag.
16. We have 16 episodes.
Yeah, we do.
Well, wait, hold on. Wopcast episode 5. What the fuck? And that's the one it starts on.
Where? YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. Oh wait, no, never mind, never mind. Episode 1, episode 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, never mind, never mind. When you go to our home, look. So when you go to our home, it has uploads,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you click on the arrow down there, it only goes all the way down to 5.
So you have to click videos.
Yeah, so
Probably.
you have to click videos,
That's stupid.
and then our playlist. We don't have a playlist.
I could just make one. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll
Well, it's
definitely
not
make
like
one
we
if
have. It's not like we.
anything else except for episodes.
Yeah.
There's nothing to separate it out, I guess.
Yeah.
But I might do it anyways just 'cause I'm kind of bored. I really need to reorganize all the fucking files I have on my computer.
Oh,
It's
really?
crazy. Yeah, I need to organize it.
Was it? I've actually been pulling out my laptop a bit more lately.
Oh, you feel bad about it?
Huh?
You feel bad about it?
About
'Cause
what?
of your loan thing?
Huh?
You said you didn't want to pull out your laptop because you felt bad about, like, 'cause you use it as collateral.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm close to paying that off now, so
Okay,
I don't give a
sorry.
fuck.
Well, congrats on paying that off.
I'm close to
money.
it. I haven't paid it off yet. I still have $600 left to go. But I can easily pay that with like one paycheck. But the thing is, I don't want to waste like a whole paycheck on that.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Oh, just
What?
popped my jaw.
Oh
That's
yeah.
weird.
Oh, have you been having any toothaches?
No, I'm good.
No? Oh, okay.
Why?
never mind.
When it's Carla,
Yeah.
I need her assistance. I'm good right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
Except for when I called you a couple days ago when I put a whitening strip in for way too long. But that's
Mhm.
fine now. It only lasts like a day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
My teeth were super sensitive to like everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was going like that all day because it kept hurting. Even when it was just sitting in my mouth, I was like, yeah, it didn't feel good.
Well, if you or anybody else have any other dental problems,
Plug it.
yeah. Huh?
Plug it.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, just plug it.
Oh,
if you're
okay.
allowed to.
I don't know. It's not my business.
No.
We're not sponsored by them.
I mean, just say like, hit up Franky. You know, if you need like your dental care, 'cause he'll.
No, don't hit me up.
Well, yeah, but
Hit up Dr. Lee at fucking Franklin Dental.
is that Carla's last name?
No.
Oh, is that the actual doctor there?
Yeah, that's the actual doctor. Yeah. Or you can hit up Carla, because she's the
And
dental assistant.
She'll get you in there.
Yeah, she'll put in
She'll
an appointment
finagle
for
your
you.
way in,
Yeah. But yeah. I was just mentioning to you or anybody else.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
I got a whole lot of clarity though when I was up there. I was up there for 2 days.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was was really nice, and like it sucks because I feel this way about vacations in general, but it sucks kind of going on them because whenever you get back, you just kind of forget about it. But I mean, I haven't like forgotten about it, but it's different. Like I'm living a different life than I was when I was in the woods.
Mhm.
It was very like I wasn't. I actually had like 4 bars while I was up there, so I didn't have to worry about like not being able to contact anyone. I
Mhm.
was worried about someone like, you know, walking back there and going like, "Get the fuck off my property" with a shotgun. That's what I was
Mhm.
worried about. That
Yeah.
didn't happen though. I did almost get in trouble though, like
Why?
the day I was leaving, because cops showed up.
Oh, what the fuck?
Because I
Why?
was trespassing. I don't. They said they found me on a when I was washing the dishes in the creek. They have like they called it a trail cam, or like a trail camera, and they saw me doing it, and they
Mhm.
called the police on me.
Oh, what the
So,
fuck?
I mean, I was on their property, so it's fair. But yeah,
Yeah.
the funny thing is I was the only reason I hadn't left yet. This was the morning after. This was the last
Mhm.
day I was there. The only reason I hadn't left it was because I was waiting until the ice cream shop opened because I wanted to go in there and actually buy something because my car had been sitting there for days,
Mhm.
2 days, and I was just like, I need to go buy something. So I wanted to wait until they opened
Uh huh.
so I could go buy something, which turned out they were actually already open. I was just stupid and I Google Maps is incorrect, so that didn't even matter. But I was gonna leave at 11:40 because they opened at 12, and I was just gonna head over
Mhm.
there. And the cop showed up at 10:40, an hour
Mhm.
before I was gonna leave. I was just reading in my chair, like just there wasn't even a fire because everything was soaking wet, so I
Uh
didn't
huh.
even bother with a fire that day at all. Um, and then I was just sitting there. Oh yeah, I was making the fucking. I was just taking a picture. I was gonna post it on the Wobcast Instagram. And I was like typing it out, and then
Oh yeah, you
yes,
mentioned
I
it.
was
Oh.
yeah, I was typing it out, and then I hear something behind me, and I just turn around. There's 3 cops standing there looking at me, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh fuck. And then and then they were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey." 'Cause like they were like, "What you doing out here?" And I was like, camping." And then they
Mhm.
were like, "We call it trespassing." And I was like, "Oof, that's
Mm.
tough." So they were just kind of asking me like what I was doing out there, and I was just like, I was just being honest with them. They were
Mhm.
nice. Uh,
Did you get fined or anything?
no, they didn't give me a ticket or anything
Oh,
because
okay,
I was
okay.
super like compliant. I mean, there was a point where I didn't know what to do, and they were just like, because I was just kind of standing there, and like they were like talking to me, and then I got kind of quiet, and they were like, "You should start packing up," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." I just wasn't sure like what I was supposed to do, because like everyone's watching me.
Mhm.
This other guy had to walk. It ended up just being me and 2 other guys. Because one of them, the rookie, he had to walk back because their car was parked fucking far away. They
Mhm.
walked a while to get to me,
Mhm.
because of how far like deep in the, I don't know, the woods I guess that I was.
Wait, so your car was in the woods too, or was
No,
it?
my car was just parked like next to this ice cream shop.
And they parked next to your car.
No, they parked at a different place and they walked from somewhere else.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
So
had to
you
show
were
them.
in your car though?
I wasn't in my car. No, I was at my campsite,
Oh, and you
which
were
is like a
you're
20-minute walk from my car.
oh, and you were laying there,
Yeah, I was just sitting in my
and
chair.
they showed up.
Yeah, and they just
Oh,
smoked
what
up.
the fuck?
And I had everything. And again, I was about to leave, but I hadn't packed anything up yet. So they were like, "Yeah, you should probably start packing up." I was like, "Yeah, that probably makes sense." So it was. I mean, they were just kind of shooting the shit with each other, and like I would sometimes like join in, like while I was like packing up my stuff. Like it wasn't super. They weren't like being like super aggressive towards me, like at
Mhm.
all. In fact, I led them back like to where my car was because I was like, because I had taken the trail like fucking the trail. I made the trail. There's nothing there, but
Mhm.
I kind of guided them back to the car because I knew the way back,
Mhm.
and
And they didn't.
yeah, they did because they came from somewhere else. I was like, I got
Oh
you. I'll lead
god.
the way.
Yeah.
Um, and
I'll lead you. I'll lead you back to civilization
yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't find
It
me.
was. I think the funniest thing was, I mean, to give you like an idea of like kind of who these cops were.
Mhm.
The way. So like I said, there was a creek that
Mhm.
was between me and like this guy's field,
Mhm.
and the way that I got over the creek was there was a little metal thing that you basically had to like tripwire walk across of, and that thing is hard to do when you've
Mhm.
got a 40-pound backpack, when you've got stuff in your hands. Like it's hard as fuck to do. You gotta like
Mm.
dun dun dun, like it's yeah. But I made it across, and then this guy makes it across, and he just pulls out his phone and starts filming the other guy. And he's just like, cause he's struggling like to make it across. And I was like, huh, this
Oh
guy's
my
kind of
god.
funny. But we were just kind of joking around, and like, maybe I have somewhat of a responsibility to think about this, and I definitely do, because I was just like, I don't know if this would happen if I was a different race, because they were cool with me, because I was honest with them, and they were nice about it, except for the one guy who it was a kind of a good cop bad cop thing, because the last guy I talked to, he got out of his car, like once I walked them back to my car, he was just like, "What the hell are you doing?" He was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you doing some stupid shit out here. Like, you're gonna get shot by these people. They don't play like that." And I was just like, "Yeah, yeah, you're probably right."
Mm.
But I mean, um, it was really nice. Actually, I don't remember what. I think it was the second day. And I was just kind of like writing stuff by the campfire. Here, I'll read you something that I wrote.
Mhm.
I was just kind of like journaling stuff down. Let's see.
Oh, you bitch.
One thing I wrote. This was at 1:48 in the morning. I guess
Mhm.
I just. I put. I'm sitting in my tent with the rain gently hitting the top of my tent. The thing I love about camping is that there's nowhere to hide. I sit here and ponder all the creatures, plants, nature, life around me. Everything is outside of my little three-person tent. There is nowhere to hide. Um, because I thought about that a lot too. Because a big part about being like in the wilderness is that I don't remember what. So this was like a quote in a movie or something, but it's just like somewhat. There's like two people camping,
Mhm.
and then I think it's like a kid and a dad or something like that. I might be way off here, but the kid's like scared about stuff that's outside, and then he's trying to get the dad to like comfort him, and then the dad's just like, no, like literally everything is out there, like
Mhm.
everything is outside of this tent.
Mhm.
The entire world is, and I thought that was really interesting. This one is more funny. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Oh, is this the one that I put? Oh yeah. Hold up. Um, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wrote. I had to go in my tent because it started raining. I think this was after whatever I just put. I also just pooped in the woods. This is a weird thing to say, but I kind of like it on an animal level. Now I will say it is not comfortable with your back on a tree like mid squat. To me, it's honestly kind of a workout on my legs. Oh shit, this is the wrong page. Hold up, because I wrote it on the wrong page. Um, I said, but anyways, I like seeing the poop on the ground, and it smells worse since there is no water,
Mhm.
like comparing it to a toilet. It reminds me of how much of an animal I am. I know this shit is very weird to say, but it's nice to have a reminder. We as a species have tried to help us forget with each new form of technology. I was a caveman in another life where who knows what the fuck I did, honestly, but it's interesting to think about. We kind of talked about this last episode. Like me and Natalie, we were talking about like how like it's easy to forget like where we came from
Mhm.
because of how far we've come like as a species.
Mhm.
But I like thinking about that like when I was out there.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Dude, sounds amazing.
yeah.
I definitely have always wanted to do like a camping type thing, but I
I'd
just.
never done it by myself before. I'd done it with like
Mhm.
family. Like and there's been like I think twice I've done it without my dad, with just
Mhm.
like my siblings. But this is the first time I've ever done something by myself, and it just kind of like it worked out. I got what I wanted out of it. Um, and I didn't get arrested. I
Mhm.
almost did, but I escaped clean, and I got like a lot out of it mentally. I think
Mhm.
it was very very nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I really wanted to drive up to the guys. I don't know, the guy who complained and like apologize because I just I felt bad. I didn't want to trespass on this guy's lawn. In fact, what I wanted to do was I wanted to drive up to people's houses and ask them if I could like park my car in their driveway and like walk behind their house like deep into the woods
But you
for a
thought that
couple
was
days.
too weird.
Yeah, I thought that was way too weird, so I didn't do that.
So you just trespassed?
So I just trespassed instead. But right
It
before
made shit weirder.
yeah,
Because then
right
they would
before I left, I went into the ice cream shop. I kind of want. I'm just gonna shout them out. I don't know. Let me see if I can remember the name. I wrote them a Google review,
Oh yeah.
but I went in there and I just like bought like a small ice cream or something, and then I put like a $20 tip like in the little tip jar.
Were they good?
The ice cream, it was really good. Actually, it
Really?
was super good. Yeah, yeah. Well, because of where it was at farmland, everything was like
Homemade.
it was
like
homemade.
natural.
Yeah, they just made it from the cows. Like I think that the people that owned the place lived right next to it. Because there was like a truck with the same name on it, like in their yard, and I was like, oh shit, hopefully they don't notice.
Wait, why didn't you just ask them if you could?
Because I got scared.
You-
I realized as I parked there that was a high possibility that those are the people that actually own this place. But I was too scared to actually walk up there and go like, hey, can I park my car there? So I just called them like the next day, and the lady that answered was like really sweet. And she was like, yeah, that's cool. I just didn't know who it was. Um, oh yeah, it's called Shop Springs Creamery in Lebanon, Tennessee. Would highly recommend. Their ice cream is delicious.
That's
and they're
nice.
super
That's
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody get your
Everybody drive 40 minutes up there and get
Yeah.
ice cream and tell them that I sent you, and apologize for.
say the
Yeah.
the guy who trespassed on the
Yeah.
lawn or in the fields in the
Mhm.
woods sent you.
Yeah.
The guy who parked his car for like an entire how many days? Weeks?
Just two days.
2 days?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was two. I thought it was like a week or some shit.
No. I went. I got there at about 4 p.m. and then I stayed until. I stayed the next day, and then the next day after that I left
Oh.
in the morning at like 12.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, just say the guy who trespassed for like 2 days and left his car like at your ice cream shop for 2 days sent you here.
Yeah.
Or sent you there. Yeah. You think you want to end the episode right here?
Sure, dude. Why not? Figure out what's important and go get it. You know?
Yeah.
That's
That's
all I
like
have to say.
yeah. That's the biggest part of life. Is
Figure
always
out what you love.
Mhm.
And don't be ashamed of it.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.